right, guys, we're back. We're back. Yeah, we had a little technical difficulty there. It glitched out on us. When in doubt, blame racism, white supremacy. So we're gonna blame it on racism, white supremacy. They didn't want us to go live tonight, I guess. No, but yeah. So real quick, we're kind of going over the uh, the remainder of the show value. I know we got pushed back a little bit, so let everybody kind of come in a little bit here. Give everybody a little time here. I know we got cut off. Let me see here. So we got 2 people in the building so far here. Give a little time for people to come in. So yeah, a lot of people are scrambling right now, like, man, what's happening? They done pulled the plug on us. Let's see here.
Yeah. We'll all get back in though.
Yeah, because I know a couple of them like. Let me type him personally. That was brother Jermaine. I think I added him to the other group chat too, but let me grab a link. Let's do it this way. It'd be easier just to grab the link too.
Yeah, and I'll post it underneath the other one.
Yeah, some of the people too that don't have YouTube pages, Facebook, they're not gonna get it. I think it's Alex. Man, I think it's like, is it Alex and Al?
I think Caesar too.
No, Caesar has Facebook. He's in the group. Caesar's in here. I know I just added Sammy. I think it's Alex or Al that don't have it. I think Derek is in here. I think I added Derek. Man, I need to let's see here. So we got, let me see. Obviously David's in the group, Alex in the group. Caesar's in the group. Let me see who else. Sister Erica's in the group. Sister Linda, obviously Sister Kiana, Brother Samuel, he's in there. Brother Curtis should be in there. I think I added Brother Sean in there as well. Him, who else? Definitely Brother Kenneth's in there. Yeah, so I might have to just probably end up doing a manual email, and that's fine. We could just do it that way. And I'll just, but I want it to be in the dynamic value of the conversation too, where I can kind of really go through a little house cleaning real quick for the next section. Next session. Let me see. Blah 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 blah. Well, yeah, I email them. No worries. All right, so we have a few people coming in a little bit. Okay. Yeah. So again, guys, you guys is coming in again. Forgive us, we had a little technical difficulty. We messed around to put the timer on the session. And it dawned on me too, because I actually set it on my page too. But I thought obviously in that time frame, so we better cover everything. But I know how this stuff gets. We just kind of going through the information, and time kind of gets away from me a little bit. But try to be courteous of people's time. I know some of you guys got families, like myself, and whatever the case, other endeavors and things you got to take care of for the next day. For me, obviously, I'll be still up for the next 2 or 3 hours, probably studying the market. But regardless, I want to be courteous of you guys' time and try to get information in right away. Some days I know we're gonna kind of be a little longer than others, trying to disseminate the information. But again, we apologize. Bear with us. So if you guys know anybody that ever forget, so like I said, I think it's Alex and Al. Let me see if I can. Matter of fact, let me just do this real quick. Y'all just bear with me 1 second, real quick, because I know it's late. Joker's ready. Trying to get this self going for tomorrow. Let me see. Let me find his email or his messenger link. Message to brother. See, empty. Is that the one?
What's Al? Is it Al Sims?
Yeah. Yep. Brother Al Sims.
Yeah, he in the group in Messenger.
He is
I know
okay.
Al. He was in my
So
class.
it might be Alex.
And what's the other one?
Alex.
Let me check.
Alex Stevens.
Alex
Dot Stevens. So we got Sister Erica. We got Brother Alex. We got Sean Moody. We got Brother Curtis Jermaine. We got Brother Samuel. We also got I forgot. That's who was that? I forgot. I got to get everybody's name down. Pack. I'll get it to you.
We got Erica. Erica's in the group. Sean Moody's in the group.
SK Holmes.
Alex.
That's also
Alex.
Yeah, I have everybody's name down. Pat. So I already knew it.
Alex.
Because everybody got different little YouTube names and handles. I was like, hold up.
I wonder what's Alex's last name.
Stevens. Yeah, it's alex.stevens at yahoo.com. Let's see.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, because I'm trying to, for the list value, obviously Brother Derek, he's in the group already. I think that's it. Yeah,
Sean is the only. Alex is the only one I don't see.
Yeah, Alex.Stevens. Stevens at yahoo.com. Alex.Stevens at yahoo.com for the brother. I think he's the probably the one.
This is him right here. I think I found him.
You found him? Okay.
I think so.
Let me see.
So he got a blue shirt with stripes. I think that's him.
Brother Sean, he's in the group chat, right? Yeah, Sean's in the group.
Yeah, Sean.
Yeah, sure. Sean Holmes. So we got Brother Sean Holmes in the group. No, Sean Holmes ain't in it. No, not. I don't think he's in the group. No. Sean Holmes, Brother Sean. SK Holmes.
Not our Sean, Mo.
Huh?
Not our Sean, Mo.
Okay.
Yeah, we got my brother Sean Holmes. He was a brother that came from the Urban Economic Empowerment live streams. I think Brother Sean don't have he don't have an email. Facebook. So let me do it this way for the brother. Let me see if I can send him something real fast. God dog it. Let's see. Let me see if I can. For that.
SK Holmes.
Yeah, that's Brother Sean. So we got Sean Moody, and we also got Sean Holmes, and I think we got 2 or 3 Seans actually, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah. We got Sean P.
Yep, obviously then Sean, right?
And they all spell their name different.
Yeah,
SCANSHAWN.
So I'm gonna have to, when I get everybody YouTube, YouTube handle and the emails down on pack, just learn the names. I know, how to differentiate from them from one to another. So guys, bear with me. I know you guys are just coming in. We kind of trying to figure this thing out a little bit. We had a little technical glitch again. We're trying to get her back on, so we can kind of go over this last little.
Add Sean to the hangout.
I got it.
He doesn't have it.
I got him.
You got it. Okay. Awesome. Matter of fact, let me make sure I cut my volume down on my YouTube so it don't echo out a little bit there. Okay, awesome. So everybody's back a little bit here. Again, forgive us for the little technical glitch there. Let me see if we can just make sure we get a combo check here, or what we call roll call. We're gonna do this like the old school style. And when you sit in a little tight little desk at school, for some of you guys, you older people, had a little tight little desk with a little cubby pocket underneath the bottom one. You know, we do a little roll call session here. So
Oh, okay, I see.
You see his email now?
He's Sean is on another email. Hold on.
Okay.
We got him added. Okay, I got him. Hold on.
So yeah, so Sister Linda, obviously Sister Erica, Brother Alex, all three Sean's, Brother Jermaine, Brother Samuel, Brother Kenneth, obviously, Brother Derek, Brother Al Sims, excuse me. Brother David, Sister Kiana, Brother Caesar, Brother Daryl. Yeah, I think that's everyone. Obviously, any welcoming guest that's just popped in on the live stream here. Once again, we're just wrapping up our introduction to investment workshop. We had a little technical glitch before we kind of ended out the last value of the last session. Going over the Q&A, little Q&A real quick, and a little housekeeping. So when we say housekeeping, we're pretty much kind of going over some be it homework or any things that we kind of want to peruse on our own, also to clean up behind our all this information for the day that we unpacked a little bit, or some of the terminology or whatever that we're talking about. So anytime we have that kind of housekeeping scenario, these are things that we want to kind of make sure we kind of keep in order going into the next session or the next live stream, whatever the case, so we can kind of be on point, moving under the same mental prowess. So we got 14 watching now. We had, like I said, 18 or 19, somewhere around there, 20 something. Obviously more than that at some point. So we'll just kind of go with that. And everybody else that's not on the live stream that we missed or that got clipped out of it, whatever, I'll just kind of email. I'll see if I can email them if I can. So we kind of make sure that they're all good to go. So real quick, like I said, I know we was ended off on a good note, right? And we was had a a lot of good energy. We was all fired up to kind of go through our little Q&A session, and next thing you know, we got clipped. All right, so welcome to the room, brother Nisio. Is that Nisio? Did I say that right? Nisio 1? Cool name. Nisio, right? Or Nesio. Cool name. Welcome to the live stream. Some of you guys obviously follow me from the Discord rooms, the different Discord rooms I'm in, trading, from my Twitter account, obviously. So some of you guys might have saw the alert over there as well, or the live stream. So, definitely welcome. We have an introduction to investment workshop that we're actually hosting right now. And, we're just trying to get it, getting people acclimated to the world in trading and investing. And so we kind of coming at it from a fundamental perspective, breaking down some of the basic algorithms, technical analysis, market analysis, due diligence, valuing that, indicators, oscillators, the whole nine, just kind of learning the basics, going back to the basics. And it's not necessarily just for new traders altogether for the first time, but even for some of the more intermediate traders or even some of the advanced, because sometimes we can get away from the fundamentals and we'll find ourselves once again, being a little bit kind of like, overly exposed to, our own myopic values, more or less, to kind of realizing what the market is offering us and affording us at that moment, right? So we always have to be students of the game, and we need to learn what the market is giving us from, one trade to the next. As we all know, as we kind of been talking, over and over again, that, the market is not an exact science, right? This is not, simple as, plug and play. It's not as simple as, I can go read, learn about all of this, in a dictionary and then go apply it, in the market. The market is the type of creature that, love you today and can just chew you up and spit you out tomorrow like it ain't nothing, right? And walk away with a grin on his face. Obviously saw that today again with the market pulling back over 1,000 points today. All right, the Dow selling off a little bit, and the Nasdaq was down there. I think 100 and 200 something, 200 some points, some odd crazy number. I mean, everything was ugly. The Russell was beat up. The S&P was beat up today. Surprisingly, the Euro market actually, had a little spike because they started out the market crazy with some of the news reports that the Euro market had put out. Actually, the Euro against the dollar, you know, it was beating up the dollar today. You know, so the bond market obviously had this day because anytime you have panic selling the debt values in terms of treasury notes yields and the bond yields, you know, the bond market typically rallies in these scenarios like this, when you kind of, you know, massive sell-offs or whatever the case. So again, you know, just one of those scenarios where we had to kind of say, well, you know, let me back up a little bit, let me reassess myself going forward. Let me make sure I have the best, game plan together, you know, from day in and day out when I trade these financial markets, because once again, any day could be a day that can make you or it could break you. And today, unfortunately, a lot of people got broke. You know, like, I want to make light of that, but you know, you best believe some people probably ain't gonna wake up tomorrow because, you know, they took this a little too much to heart, and seeing a portfolio lose a certain value amount, and you know, they probably did something very awful, you know, to themselves and whatnot. So again, we want to make sure that we're students of the game. You know, we come at this thing with the right approach. You know, we have our mental prowess in the game. We have our emotions in check. We realize, number one, it's just money, even though it's hard-earned money, but you can get money back, right? You can't get a loved one back. You can't get yourself back if you do something bad. You can't repair, you know, a bad relationship, you know, because you didn't spaz out and kind of say something you're supposed to say to your spouse. You know, don't send words that you don't want to have to worry about coming back and retracing back later. So take your time, take some deep breaths, figure this stuff out, come back at this thing. I promise you we'll kill that. Right. So yeah, brother Jim, yeah, welcome to the live stream. Yeah, so this is the moment once again to short sell the market. You know, I did that just today. You know, I had 2 stocks that I wrote long on today. The rest of them was all short sell positions. Again, for some of you guys, new people that kind of jumping on the live stream from our aftermath of our investment workshop that we have every Thursday nights at 8:30, where we kind of breaking down the basic fundamentals of investing. You know, what to look for, what not, you know, to kind of get caught up in. You know, how to have the best psychology, the mentality when you go into trading. You know, for the value of why you're here, right? The goal is to fire your boss, right? The goal is to lead the corporate plantation, right? The goal is to build generational wealth. The goal is to turn this skill set into the type of passion or craft that you can, you know, it makes you want to wake up every day to share it with somebody else, right? This is each one teach one, right? The goal is to make sure that you leave something behind, right? Beyond generational debt, right? We want to leave tangible resources. We want to leave, you know, investment options. We want to leave trust funds. We want to leave, you know, bonds, treasury notes, CD, whatever. You want to make sure you leave something behind for people that can kind of benefit off your knowledge base that you have today, that you've learned from, you know, trading this craft. So once again, when we look around the market as a whole, and realize, you know, especially when it comes to people of color, you know, how many of us, you know, have family and friends that are investing in the market, right? So again, so just letting that, you know, turn over your mindset for a moment here. Right. So let's say, you know, some of your closest friends, let's say you got 5 of your closest friends. How many of them are invested in the market along with you? Right. If that number is less than 2, right, or less than 3, whatever the case, then that's not a good number. That's not a good ratio. Right. So that means that in that moment, your friends or the people that you value as close friends for making power moves, they're not necessarily leveraged properly, right? So it's no good when you're the only one in your camp that got money. It's no good if, you know, only 1 or 2 of you guys floating everybody else in the camp that don't have money, right? None of that, there's nothing against them because they might be in between their moment and coming up. But however, here's something that you can take from a raw, tangible scenario, teach them this skill set, right? Remove all those fears, remove those taboos, kind of get all those misnomers out of their lives, and teach them about the global financial markets. And next thing you know, here you go, everybody getting it, right? So I want to be in a position where one day, you know, I can go to Brother Chris and, hey man, I need to borrow 20 grand. Oh, no problem, bro. That's all you need? Gotcha. You know, I want to go to Sister Monica. Hey, you know, Sister Monica, I need 50,000, right? Because I'm going to do this venture capitalist fund, you know, project right now. And I'm kind of overly leveraged right now with all my other capital that's brought out for the month. Loan me 50,000, right? I got you, no problem. How you want to cash your check, send it straight to your bank? No problem. You know, I want to go to Brother Dennison. Hey, Brother Dennison, you know, hey, I need to borrow, you know, 100,000 real quick. You know, I got a, you know, position on something I'm going to get ready to take. I want to hedge out, you know, right now because my money is on thin. I need to say, well, hey, I need to borrow 100,000 from you real quick. You know, I'll get that to you probably by next week. Hey, no problem. I got you, right? We all want to have circles just like that, right? So again, if you don't have if you wasn't born a silver spoon in your mouth, meaning it was already generation wealth built for you before you came into this earth or this paradigm, right? Because other people had labored before you to put you in a situation where you're taking care of, two or three generations out. Then, you need to start like right now, meaning you need to start it like yesterday, right? So, for us, we are the kind of trendsetters in our own family. We are the trendsetters in our own circles of friends, right? Because we're doing something, we're challenging the status quo, right? We're doing something that most people are afraid to do, right? We're doing the things that a lot of people kind of look down on or frown upon because they feel like it's some kind of, overly technical reality where you got to have PhDs, master's degrees, and special technical value skills to learn how to do this. That can only come with some level of spending time in someone's classroom, which is obviously wrong. This is the mentorship. These are workshops, right? This is the know-how, the nuts and bolts of learning how to do this stuff, right? Same way you do a workshop with your child, be it learning how to wood carve, be it recipes and cooking courses, and this is all this. This is a family-oriented workshop. Break down the nuts and bolts of investing. Get you guys acclimated to the mentality, get that in place in terms of your psychology, and then we can attack the market all together. So again, like I said, I know it was on for 2-3 hours early, or like 3 hours early building before we had a little technical glitch. So don't want to lose that focus there. Want to kind of keep that energy going forward. All right, yeah, you're right, Sister Monica. Now it's champagne and champagne time. Right, this is the cool down, wind down moment of the day. So for some of my traders that's coming in the room that follow me on Twitter, and obviously I follow you guys. Also, for some of you guys in the Discord room that I trade out of, real quick. So did any of you guys trade the market today as well, besides me? So who in the back chat traded the market today? If you did, please press 1. Let me know if you traded the market today. Press 1 in the back chat. Let me get an idea who's trading the market today with this big, 1,000-point correction pullback here, so I can know exactly, what you experienced today in the market. With this kind of, kind of very unfortunate pullback and correction that happens today, but because you can't time these things. We don't know when they're gonna happen one time, one from the next sometimes, because that's pretty much how the market works. And before you know it, you might have been up early, and then you had a little signs early this morning, right, doing pre-market that you had some kind of, the market was kind of sputtering a little bit, but who knew, literally by that 10:30 area, going into like 11 o'clock, 11:30, that the market will kind of start sputtering, and which it did. Hey, it got ugly real quick, and it's phenomenal that like how I'm a very patient trader when it matters most. A lot of my bigger trades that I took today were trades that I took kind of like right out the gate, right? And I saw the weakness kind of early on because it's still earnings season, because these are the kind of catalysts that people are trading this time of year of the Q4 of the year, the quarter 4, when people are kind of getting these last earnings in, and I was already kind of in mindset to play some of these earning plays, and who knew like a lot of these stocks were just gonna sell off, So one of the biggest stocks, today that sold off really bad was iRobot. iRobot missed on their earnings, right? They got beat up pretty bad yesterday after hours, so they came into the market today kind of already down a little bit, right? I think today they opened up at gosh, I want to say they opened up at, let me go to my little little count here and see where did I have iRobot up? Yeah. So iRobot this morning, I think it opened up like at $79, something like that. No, it was that. No, I take that back. It opened up this morning, yeah, right at like $70-some, right? I took my short position on iRobot. I think I got in at 67. I was in like 67.20, somewhere around there, 67.65. Then I added to my position once it broke down under 64, right? And it made my I got to end up with an average like $65 and something like that and change, right? And I stayed in the short all day, right? Most people would have cut their, once they hit a certain point value, percentage value that they wanted to start, they would have pretty much just took their profits and ran, right? But what I saw, in the market in terms of investor sentiment and the psychology of how the Dow was already moving and the SPY was moving in terms of the financials of the market, the Qs and stuff like that, I saw that there was going to possibly be some more downside. I saw there was a lot of, weakness that was happening in terms of the sentiment, coupled that with what happened Monday and Friday. So it was already kind of, showing a lot of weakness. That kind of bearish trend was still here, right? Because the volatility market is back now. The VIX and the TVIX and the UVXY is back now. And typically what they say, when you have that kind of volatility to come back into the market, that level of uncertainty, right? Up one day, down the next, you not necessarily have that kind of smooth, incline or natural correction, that kind of dip and kind of go up, it brings in a lot of kind of, let's get ambiguity to investing, right? They're not necessarily want to sit in positions long. They'll get exhausted, frustrated fast, and they'll sell the positions, which causes sometimes short squeezing for people that's going long, right? Or cause a lot of bulls to just kind of sell their shares to the shorts, which they kind of overtake the float value and drive the stock prices down. So basically, that's what happens today. A lot of that happened. And again, we saw the market sell off once again over 1,000 some points. So again, these are things, like I said, we're going to kind of break down. So yeah, brother Derek asking what's a short position. Basically, a short sell is when you bet against a stock or bet against a company, meaning you're taking a share stake equity in the company, or you actually borrowing shares that's allotted through the broker, a certain number of those shares away from bulls that may be buying the stock long, in essence, to kind of short the stock. You kind of shorten it value of a lot of shares that it should be bought by the bulls in a sense, right? So you're betting against it, right? So I may borrow against the stock, 1,000 shares. It may have a float, meaning amount of shares that's available to be traded for that day. Like I said, $2 million float value, right? If I borrow 1,000 of that from that 2 million float, I'm taking a good portion of that, a lot amount of shares that's available from the bulls that day, right? So it's like a tug of war. I want to have more hands, on this side than on this side, more strength on this side than the other side. And whatever side has the most numbers, pretty much, they're going to win the value of that trade. So the more bulls got more shares of that trade, of that float value, if they own more of the shares in that, they obviously going to have what? They're going to push the stock up. They're going to overrun the bears. They can't, contend with all those people that are kind of buying it for the upside. But on the reverse, sorry, go ahead, sis.
Go ahead.
Yeah, on the reverse side of that, if the stock, once again, if the bears get more shares of the stock of the float value than the bulls, or you got a lot of bulls that are just pretty much just kind of scalping the stock, they're just buying it and selling it real quick, not necessarily hold it for any kind of particular, natural gain that they would get if they sat in the stock more than a couple hours or so. That in itself drives the stock down, right? So again, today it was so easy to short sell out of these plays because of the value that the value of these companies were already ambiguous in terms of investors that was buying long, that they said, I don't want to risk my portfolio value in this particular company, even though I know it's a growth stock and I like this. Let me hedge my position a little bit, or let me take a little bit of my profit off the table and then make sure I kind of protect myself. You know what I'm saying? In event something may majorly happen, right? So it's better to take some off the table than lose all of it. You see what I'm saying? So again, these are things that, that, like I said, we're going to unpack all these different analogies and terminologies and values to the point when you guys become more seasoned traders or investors to wherever lightness, you'll be, again, proficient. Like we talked about earlier when we was going through the workshop earlier before we got cut off, we want to be proficient and we want to be efficient, right? Both of those two things, right? Same thing, PE, proficient and efficient, right? It's such thing as the PE ratio too, profit to equity ratio. That's another terminology. We'll get there. But we want to be proficient and we want to be efficient, right? Proficient and efficient in what we're doing. Meaning we want to have purpose, right? And we want to have direction. We just want to have a sense of urgency. We don't want to have FOMO. We don't want to chase. Right. We don't want to just, buy into, delusions of grandeur. We don't want to be sloppy traders. We don't want to just say, hey, I got some capital. Let me just put it in, park it anywhere. We want to have a plan, procedure, and goals in mind for every time we go into a trade. Risk management, guys, which is all about risk management. So again,
African Aquarium. Someone had a question. What is a short position?
Yeah, so I was just answering that for Brother Derek. That's what I'm saying. That's when you're betting against a company, right? You're betting that the stock gonna come down more or less than you're betting against it that's gonna go up, or you're trading it to go up, right? You're buying shares. Think it's like a company like Tesla. Tesla had earnings yesterday after hours, right? So we know that Tesla is a company. We don't know what Tesla is. Are they a tech company or the car manufacturing company, right? Same thing that Snapchat was going through. Are they a camera company or the social media company, right? A tech company like that. So with Tesla's issue is that they've been doing a lot of kind of overinflating their book value to the point where they got all these kind of innovative product lines that's coming out, but they're having a lot of issues with their innovation, right? They're not necessarily narrowing down the innovation of their products to make them sound, as opposed to him trying to work on like 1,000 different endeavors at once. He's trying to send people to the moon. He's trying to build the first, self-generating power plant. He's trying to build a tunnel from from New York to DC. He's also trying to build up these cars, the Model 3 cars, and all these other new cars coming out, these self-driving cars to add to his so-called electric car, pipeline. He's also trying to build, solar powered or battery or self-driving, tractor trailer trucks to deliver products on the highway. Remember, y'all saw the movie? What was that movie? iRobot. This stuff is coming to life, guys. AI is coming into fruition. He's trying to be the first person to build self-automated tractor trailer trucks to deliver products. Right? He already got some contracts with people like UPS and FedEx. Some of these companies are already trying to get on board to that opportunity in the event that it goes down. So he has his hand in a lot of different, ventures right now. So within that reality, he's having some products that are failing. So again, he's having a lot of recalls on some of his cars and different things like that because once again, he just overextended. He's overexposed at this moment. He's not necessarily, so he has a habit of overinflating himself. So because of that, once again, they had a mixed value of their earnings, right? Their earnings report showed that they had some levels of growth, but they also had some levels of things that they need to work on because of that. Their Q4 guidance going into their Q1 session has some level of, once again, ambiguity to it, to the point where investors weren't necessarily kind of 100% comfortable investing into it at the price that is being traded at. So this morning when we woke up, well, yesterday morning before the market go up, Tesla was trading at like I think $340, $340, somewhere around there, and it went up as high as like $345, right? Somewhere around there before the market went into after hours before they had the earnings call. Soon as the earnings call, when they had the earnings call after hours, right, and they kind of went over the idea that their numbers came out before the earnings call happened. Right, they released their numbers first. They did a press release, right, and it showed that they beat on the earnings, but it came with a level of what? Explanation, right? Meaning it was more to it. It wasn't necessarily a slam dunk that that was a profitable company. It showed that they still had some things that they had to kind of work on. So instantly, what happens is the stock jumped up from like 345 or 342 somewhere around there and ran all the way to $356. So in that moment, it jumped up and ran over like $13 extra in profit. You know what I'm saying? Just in a matter of like seconds. Like remember when I was telling you guys earlier, like I've been in some companies that I invested in, and literally like 2 or 3 minutes, it jumps up and runs up to like $2 or $3 in like in no time. Imagine that. Imagine you was in that position, right? And the stock jumped up and ran literally like $13 in literally like 2 minutes or in 1 minute. Imagine that. You just gained $13 for one share of the amount of shares that you own in that particular company, and you did that in 1 minute. So again, if you had, like I said, let's say you had 100 shares of Tesla, right? 100 shares of Tesla, right? And it jumped up and ran, $13, right? In that little bit of time. All right, you do the math on that, right? And you made that in literally 1 minute, right? And you just chose to sell at the top. So again, these are the kind of things that can happen in the market, especially in a very volatile scenario. Now that the volatility is back into the U.S. financial markets at this point, with the VIX and the TIVX and the UVXY and the SVXY and all these different things are kind of running rampant. These ETFs and these ATTNs that are kind of control the market. We saw once again a big one there sold off majorly. It went from like $97, $100 some all the way down to like $5. Right, we talked about that on the meet and greet. I think what was that? I forgot where we talked about that, but we spoke about that basically. So these things can happen basically. So you got to be aware of that when you invest in the market, have a plan, stick to it. So again, let's do this. Go ahead, Sister Monica. Mm-hmm.
Oh, they had another question. Did you see?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it said what determined the market goes up and down, and then yes, I was gonna say the homework. Okay.
So, matter of fact, I don't even have my Google thing started, do I? Or is it started?
Be fired.
I think I got it. I got so much stuff going on.
What you mean? It is started. No, you lied.
Oh, I'm in there.
Trust me, you there because they
okay, yeah, I don't know.
They're asking if this that.
I got 2 or 3 of them open still from the last session. I don't know which one popping, which one may not be popping. All right, so okay, real quick. So so the question was, how do you determine when the market goes up and down? Okay, so Brother Caesar. So basically, once again, it's all dependent upon once again investor sentiment, a company's catalyst value, and particularly a lot of the stuff that goes on in terms of different indices in terms of different sectors of the market that we trade. Like so, we talked about that a little bit, and we're gonna get more in depth, in depth that stuff later on in terms of the different exchanges, and then certain indices underneath the exchange. Right, there's indexes, and then there's indices. Right, those are two different classifications. Right, so the indexes are pretty much the trading exchanges in a sense. To kind of make that in a parable scenario. Right. So you got, you got the NASDAQ, the NYSE, you got the Russell, you got the S&P 500. Obviously, you got the, for the Euro, for the international market, you got the DAX, you got the FTSE, you got the what's called Trans-Canadian. They got the exchange. I forgot the name of it. So there are different exchanges around the world. You even got different exchanges in Africa, right? You got the Ghana Trading, International Trade. I forgot the name of that too. It's a few of them I know. Just right now it's late, but once again, those are just the different exchanges. And then you have the indices in terms of, the indices are just that in terms of the sector values. You got the Russells, you got the, some of the other, the different indices. We spoke about that, the S&P, whatever. Those are different indices. Once again, the exchanges are the NASDAQ, NYSE, things like that. And then you got the indices that's underneath those. Those are the Russells, the S&Ps, the different things like that. Then underneath that, you have different commodity values, right? In terms of the ATTNs, the ETLs, and things of that nature, right? So it's like a lot of different subgroups of the different exchanges. So the exchange is the house, right? This is where all the business is conducted, right? That's your NYSE, that's your Amex, right? AMEX, that's your NASDAQ, and that's also the OTC markets, right? We talk about the OTC market, or the so-called dark pool market, pretty much the penny world stocks, like anything that's traded from 0001 all the way up until, increments of $5, which is considered a penny stock. But if they still are trading on the OTC market, meaning these are kind of stocks that kind of necessarily move under the auspices of that, they don't necessarily have to kind of be more transparent in their filings and how they do business, then they are still, traded at this exchange where, you have to invest it at your own risk, right? Because they could be open for business today, tomorrow they could be shut down, along with your dollars, and they gone, right? Some of these people have addresses that's loaded in a strip mall, and they run in a so-called company that's supposed to be, blockchain technology, whatever, this and that, and they got a little, little strip mall office next to Blimpie's substation, right? But they're on their books, they showing they got, $50 million valuation, but they in a little, 200 square foot Blimpie, sweatshop, and they're making all this money, right? So they're running a racket basically, right? Stock might be surging, it might be beasting, but can you trust the company at the end of the day for a long-term investment? So these are the things, once again, that we're going to kind of make sure that you guys are aware of, that you're going to know exactly, one from the other, what's worthy, what's not, things like that. We're going to break all that stuff down again when we get through and unpack this workshop. So no worries, get excited. So Brother David asked, how do you read the market? All right. So once again, just to kind of premising off the, the investment workshop flyer that we have out there. So when we talk about reading the market, so there's several ways you can read the market, right? Number one, obviously beyond the news value, right? Because, cut on CNBC, cut on Fox News, business, their business news, Fox Business News, whatever the case, cut on the Bloomberg, obviously you got the Wall Street Journal, newspaper. That's how they did it back in the old days. Keep in mind, before they had all this technology stuff, they had to do it the old school way. Back then, you had to invest in the newspaper. You had to learn how to read the market just by looking at the newspaper. Today, we got cell phones, laptops, computer tabs. We got all these cheat sheets and cheat codes, right? And guess what? Our people still don't want to invest in the market. They still run around and make excuses why they don't need to be investing in the stock market, right? Smartphone that they bought is the dumbest investment that they made, right? Because they're not using it for smart endeavors. They're using it for what? Trivial stuff, trinket chasing instead of treasure chasing, right? We want to be, and that's another one of my t-shirts. I'm giving y'all all my little t-shirts. I done coined these turned the slogan for a long time, waiting for these moments. But again, we want to be treasure chasers and not trinket chasers, right? See, trinket chasers are from one scenario to the next, right? They got these little, what they call spurt emotional highs, right? They never have a longevity moment. They just one high to the next, right? Kind of like, unfortunate for people that do drugs and on crack and all, they from one high to the next, right? But when you are a treasure chaser, when you chasing treasures, that means you are invested for the long haul. That means you are sacrificing. That means you are, disciplined. That means you have a purpose, right? You're driven by, outcomes that you want, that your babies will see one day, right? That's the level of sacrifice that we need to be making these days and time. This is why you guys are very unique in the right that you are in a small percentage of people that are trading the financial markets, right? And it's case in point. Again, your peers, look around your peers. How many of them are trading the markets? So by the press of 1 in the back chat, how many of your closest friends out of your top 3 or 4 friends trade the market along with you? Press 1 if you got more than 2 or 3 of your friends trading the market right along with you, meaning your closest friends, your closest peers, your best homeboys, your best homegirls. If any of them, 2 or 3 of them, or more, 2 or 3 or more of them are trading the markets with you, press 1. Right? See, see 0, 2, 1. All right, brother Chris, you definitely, Chris, you got a few people. You know some people now, right? But most people gonna be 0 or 0, right? So again, that right there tells you from a position of understanding all this particular capital that's moved around the world on a daily basis, that a lot of people ain't benefiting from understanding how to build generational wealth. Because keep in mind, the only way you learn how to build generational wealth, we talk about real generational wealth, is through what? Investing. Unless you got some kind of family heir will or trust that you didn't know about, or you got some kind of royalty in your family you didn't know about, and somebody passing on you some land or some gold or something like that. Other than that, the only way you're going to build generational wealth is through investing. You do not build generational wealth going to work for somebody else. I'm sorry if you believe that. I don't care about you making on 6-figure income work for somebody else. No disrespect, but that ain't a generational wealth building. That means you're just a more higher paid slave. Just keep it 100. And you too can lose your job tomorrow with your little $100,000 plus year account, money value, or $200,000 a year. You are just like everybody else. You may be an asset to a certain degree, but you can be. We see people do that every day. We see board members get X every day. So when the company goes to do downsizing, who's the first to go? Right? Those who are less less of an asset value. Look around you. How many stores? All these Walmarts are closing down, right? All these Targets and different stores are closing down because there's not enough jobs to support them. Humana just laid off lots of workers. We saw this happen with Walmart. Sam's closing down. A lot of these things are closing down, right? Kmart going out of business. The list, we can go on and on and on. These are people that were dependent upon that to feed their families, right? Be it whatever value it is, but to them it was hey, it's keeping them above water a little bit. And guess what? Beyond that, they have nothing else available or allotted to them to learn how to procure supplemental income or have extra streams of income coming in. So what do they revert to when they go through that? Unemployment. Unfortunately, sometimes people do some kind of little shady dealings, right? Now you got, because you desperate, right? And now you put yourself in a position where, you may make some bad decisions that may cost you more than what you think you lost by not even having a job at that moment. Because no one has sat them down and said, hey, even in your so-called moment of despair, you still can learn how to make money. You still can learn how to keep your roof on your head, clothes on your back, and food in your stomach. If you learn how to trade the financial markets and you know how to do it right. So again, I tell someone, I ask that same question over and over. Find me some kind of entity or a scenario where you can make, $100 in like 2 or 3 minutes, couple 3 hours doing nothing but pushing the button and reading some, going over some market analysis, learning how to, go out there into the market and find out good information, kind of, put you in a position where you could trade a particular stock, one or the other. And all you have to do is pretty much do some reading, do some cross comparative analysis, from one company to the next, and say, you know what, I'm gonna take a position on this company over the other. And then the hardest part of that whole investment, here's one thing that's gonna blow your, cook your noodle here for some of you guys that never invested. The hardest part of the trade is pushing the what? The buy button. You like this right here. You like, buy. That's the hardest part to do sometimes, guys. Trust me when I tell you that. I've been with traders that just, that's the hardest part for them to do is just push the buy button. But when they push it, it's like, okay, relief. I got that way, the world off my shoulders. Now, I can see myself doing this. Stress-free. It's just me in the market, me and my computer, my laptop, my cell phone, my computer, whatever the case. the market, my market analysis value, whatever I saw that was good in the market for that day. And then next thing you know, I'm on my way, right? You're on the way, onto a date. You having lunch and, a lunch date. Somebody, you might want to settle down with one day. You want to impress her, right? Or you want to impress him. On the way to the date, you trade the market, right? You show up at the date. So, I know, you may, not necessarily want to kind of go heavy on the menu because you want to impress me, but, buy the thing you want today. It's on the house, right? She's like, what you mean it's on the house? It's on the house. Well, I just went and traded the financial market. I actually invest. I'm an investor. So the money that's, this meal that you're going to eat today, I just paid for, somebody else paid for it for you by way of my skill set. Hello. And she's like, what? Yeah. So, I just went and invested in the market, on the way to this date, literally about an hour before I got to the date. And I went to the market, made like quick little $300 for this date. She's like, really? He's like, really? Wow. How do you do that? Yeah, this is what I do on the side. I got other streams of income coming in, but I'm an investor, day trader, and I learn how to, procure capital from other multiple ways. Learn how to get multiple streams of income coming in. And I'm not stagnant to one scenario. So that affords me the opportunity to even be on this date at 12 o'clock. I don't have to worry about running back to some other job, right? Because I only got 20 minutes to eat. Wow. So tell me a little bit more about this investing. Next thing you know, you got a conversation spark. That just rules the whole conversation because I can guarantee you get to talk about money, how to build money, and it's legal and make sense to people. Man, people sit here and listen to you for hours, right? For those who understand the value of opportunity. Other people, they're just like, man, they ain't got time for all that because, they caught in that rat race. But again, it's afforded to you. So just want to let that, let those things kind of turn over in your head a little bit. For some of you single guys that are out there that are looking for your wife, right? For some of you single females out there looking for your husband, right? You got a catalyst already that puts you in the game a little bit, right? Because ain't nothing sexier than the word investor. Trust me when I tell you that, right? You come with a whole new spiel, whole new swagger. You come with a whole new background now. Trust me, brother, when I tell you that, right? Because obviously, I'm a take it, man. But when I go into different arenas and I'm kind of doing my workshops, when I just go to the block and just open up an investment workshop on the block for my people, and I'm talking about the investment and stuff like that. And then I see how the people looking at me, especially the sisters. They be like, where you been all my life? I'm like, I'm your brother. I've been here, as your brother to bring you this information. They looking at me like, hey, you single, right? I get, use my like you in my life, but nevertheless, I'm still here. I'm still your brother. I'm still gonna give you this information, right? One way or the other, because you need this, right? Your children need this, right? Your family members need this, right? Again, so the first thing I always ask, how many people you're investing around you? They're like, investing, what's that? The stock market? No, I don't know nothing about that. They look at me like that's like I didn't, say that I just saw Tupac walk past me. So I'm like, what? Tupac? Where? What? So you get what I'm saying? So again, we are on a small percentage scale of people that are doing some extraordinary things that average everyday people that get up and go to the rat race every morning have no inclination that they can find themselves doing because they think job security, or monetary security is going to work for somebody else that already got their stuff together. So to spend their whole life building on somebody else's dream, watch them get their stuff together, and they never get a chance to get their stuff together, right? You behind because you too busy trying to be a worker bee as opposed to what? The queen bee or the king bee. That has to change, and it's going to change under my watch, right? Again, if you committed to this opportunity, you committed to this workshop, if you committed to being the best, research and learn how to unpack due diligence properly, how to read the market, like Brother David just asked, and all these things that we're going to help you learn, then I guarantee you're good to go. As I said during the briefing gate, you guys are going to be set for life, right? You guys, y'all don't even know it yet. I promise you guys, y'all going to thank me, 5, 6 years, 7, 8 years from now. Obviously, if you're serious about this scenario, you guys are going to thank me for this. Once again, I don't own the market or whatever, but you guys are going to thank me for this. Y'all going to be like, man, I'm so happy I took the chance to take a chance on myself. You're taking a chance on yourself by doing this, right? You're not taking a chance on me. You're not taking a chance on, X, Y, and third, these different books and publications, these different authors, these different gurus. You're taking a chance on yourself. It's just you against the market because they're not standing beside you when you're trading. You could be in their little chat rooms, but it's still at the day, it's up to you to push that buy button, It's still up to you to know what kind of capital that you're going to risk that day for that value of that trade, right? And within that, that's going to separate you once again from the men from the boys. It's going to separate the ladies from the little girls. All right, it's time to man up. It's time to warm it up. It's time to get serious about this money. So again, there's money to be made up and down. We saw that today in the market. With the market sold over 1,000 points. Once again, I walked away from the market today with about $6,400 in profit. Definitely could have been a 5-digit day. That's again, like we spoke about. But once again, being overconsumed with tasks, I still played it safe. All right, and me playing it safe today, even though I was leveraged pretty decent, I still walked away with like $6,400 today in the market. Right. So again, that's somebody's monthly income. Right. That's somebody. Sometimes some people 2 months worth of income. And once again, that's not toot my own horn on them, but again, I am going to feel comfortable and confident in what I did today. Right. I need to be in that mindset every day I trade, and you guys will be too, because you got to understand psychology. Psychology is the best ingredient in terms of learning how to invest. Having your mental together, right? Because investing can be very emotional, right? If you don't believe me, for some of you guys that's already been investing, they'll tell you. Some of the guys that came in the chat room, welcome to the live stream too, guys. Power and Property guys, welcome. Them guys will tell you, right? You go through a myriad of emotions when you trade the markets until you learn how to put all that stuff into perspective and learn how to quell some of all that euphoria, right? You be up, you be down, you be sideways. Sometimes you want to punch your screen. Sometimes, but see, that's about getting, because you are excited. You're excited, and you just at the same time, when you have this kind of euphoria, you can also have that letdown, right? Your date didn't go too well, you know what I'm saying? Or your dog ran away or something, hey, that's how you feel sometimes in the market, when you kind of come into it and you not necessarily don't have all your stuff together, right? You overly leveraged, right? You're not necessarily didn't do enough due diligence. You went chasing the market, right? You didn't have your game in play, and the market burns you, right? Because it will burn you if you don't come into it respecting it, right? But for us, we want to be respecters of the market. We want to be the type of people that search out, the most profitable moments for us that's going to yield us a return on our investment, right? If I sit down every day in front of my computer, my laptop, whatever, to trade this market, the first thing I tell myself before I hit my first trade of the day is, this market owes me. This market owes me for generations of debt. There's no way I'm going to come into this market, right? Not without a game plan, not without a purpose, not without a mission, not without some level of intellectual property, prowess scenarios, and to get myself in the right scenario, put myself in the right scenario to make some money out of the market. So I come in disciplined, basically, that's what I'm saying. I come into the market disciplined. So for you guys that are new, that haven't traded at all, this is why it's important that you learn the psychology to be disciplined. And you will be, again, the type of trader that's going to, build generation wealth and leave a legacy behind, and a skill set that can benefit your children for years and years and years to come. So that's why I'm also excited about, showing and teaching and sharing this with you guys from what I've been able to learn from this point, right? And all the material, again, that I'm going to give you guys, right? I have cashed and put away for you guys, is a wealth of knowledge. I mean, I got so many PDFs, I got so many DVDs, I got so many. I'm saying these are about $10,000 worth of stuff that I've gotten and put away from being in these different little, chats and stuff, and you guys are going to get all of it, right? So get excited for that free information, right? So again, it's exciting. So another question real quick. So what is a good amount of cash to start with? There's no set amount, right? That's the number one question most people ask me that never started out investing for, right? They always want to know, do I need a certain amount of money, right? So here's what you got to realize. You have to learn how to prove this to yourself, right? That you're able to do it, right? Especially if you want to make this primary income, right? And so some of you guys that are on Stock Twits that are already trading the market, you go to my Stock Twits page, you will see that my slogan that I have at the top of the top of my Stock Twits page is that, supplemental income can become primary income if you learn how to do it right. Supplemental income can become primary income if you learn how to do it right. Meaning, if you learn how to trade the market consistently enough to the point where you see that number is kind of meeting your monthly budget and your bills like that, and you find a way to kind of learn how to get this consistently, then in that moment, that's when you're supposed to do what? Fire your boss, right? Put your destiny in your hands, become more financially astute and acute to what you're doing, how to do it, and then go out there and live your life the way you want to. All I care, move to the Bahamas, move to the islands. Right? We know traders that's trading right now in the Bahamas. One of my friends in one of the Discord rooms, a guy named AJ. This guy lives in the Bahamas. He wake up the pristine beaches, tiki straws and coconuts and fresh fish and everything every day. He's trading the market sitting on the beach front, bro, sister. He's sitting in a chair with his laptop in his lap, trading the market, looking out above the beauty of the beautiful ocean and the ecosystem of nature. Find me a better setting to trade the market and be calm and make all the kind of money you want. And y'all get my point. You guys get my point. So again, opportunity is afforded. It's about being, prepared, understanding the risk management, understanding your risk versus reward ratios, and attacking the market as you're supposed to. So let's do some housekeeping. So, make sure you're leaving any questions out. So, which niche do you like to trade? So, pretty much your niche or tech sector. Okay, meaning like which sector. So, I don't necessarily have any kind of particular asset class I like over the other. Just in terms of a definite. I mean, I'll take this back. Now I do favor biotech stocks a little bit because I'm in health. I like health, right? I'm in the health and wealth. So I will say that I have a little affinity to health to biotech type stocks, right? So there's a lot of stocks I invested in. When I first started investing from a day trader perspective, I got really behind, and a lot of these were kind of biotech stocks. One company in particular was called DCTH, right? DCTH is called Delcal Biotech Company, right? Now this particular company here had a particular drug that we're dealing with, treatment of liver cancer, right? Cancer of the liver, basically. So we know cancer is a big thing that's kind of ravaging a lot of our family, our friends, our loved ones. And this day and age, there's so much, misinformation out there about how to take care of yourself and how to alleviate cancer. And so it's a fight to kind of, cure cancer. It's a billion, big business when it comes to big pharma in terms of treatment value, right? Cancer is the number one, money maker pretty much throughout the whole biotech sector, right? It's all about cancer, curing cancer. And we already know that they actually giving us the cancer. Then they turn around and charge you for the treatment and cure the cancer. So it's a hustle. Let's be 100 about it. We can have that conversation. But regardless, so I still invest in some of these companies because I feel like some of them maybe want to do the right thing by the people, right? They're just doing what they feel like they know what they can, but they obviously they're there for profit too, right? So again, I invested in a couple of those companies early on and did pretty good returns on them, right? I think out of DCTH, I think I ended up with total, all my investments all together out of the times I've traded that stock off and on, short and long term. I think I might have ended up around about $8,000 or $9,000, near $10,000 worth of total investment out of that particular profit taken out of overall out of that whole entire investment. And then there's so many more. I can go down the list, but again, I'm an opportunist. So what an opportunist does, or opportunistic mindset the person does, he's trading this. I'm looking for two things when I go into the market. Heavy, strong investor sentiment, meaning a good psychology for that particular trade, right? And I'm looking for price action, or what they call volatility, right? As a day trader, meaning a person that's trading the market in real time, I need price action. I need volatility. I need volume. I need people to also be investing in that company. So that way, if I invest in a company that has a very liquid, value of traders coming in and out of it, I don't have a problem buying in, pushing the stock up with everybody else that's trying to drive it up, and then be able to get out of the stock and not necessarily have to get caught up in not necessarily getting all my share count, filled on my way out the door. Meaning, there's enough people I can exchange my shares and swap them off to somebody else. Like it's a transfer of stocks. It's a transfer of positions, right? I build it up to a certain level, or we build up to a certain level, and we hand it off to the next leg, like running a relay race, right? So whomever ends up holding the bag in the end, right, is two types of people. It's bag holders and they're bag getters, right? You want to be in the people that's getting the bag, right? You don't want to be a person that's holding the bag. If you holding the bag, that means you stuck with everybody else. They debt, right? You got bought in too high. You bought in at the euphoria, peak of the trade. Next thing you know, the stock started doing selling off, right? Then you start having those moments of apprehension. Now you start sweating. Now you're nervous. You don't know when to sweat, cut your losses and get out of the trade. You still think it's gonna reverse and go back up, right? That's not hoping and wishing and dreaming and praying. That's not how you trade the markets, right? Now you got capitulation. Capitulation sets in. Now you really messed up. Your emotions out of whack. Now you all, you're frustrated. Now you doubt yourself. You're like, man, what did I do wrong? All you did was you just bought in too high because you didn't understand the value of the chart setup. You didn't see the previous history. You didn't see what the catalyst was that was driving the stock for that day. You didn't see that they might have had a level of resistance that was already, getting ready to be hit, and you bought in at the top of resistance, meaning it's at a firewall, right? It has proven that it has not been able to breach this level of what stock price value gain, because there's a lot of what sellers at that level, right? Or there's a lot of short sellers at that level too. That's kind of what keep pushing the stock down. So in that moment, if you didn't recognize that, you get caught up, being up there too high, right? Thinking the stock gonna go up even more. You might have been up like 10 cents, but you got greedy, right? Remember how the saying goes: bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get what? Slaughtered. So you got slaughtered in that moment because you didn't take that 10 cents of profit off the table, right? 10 cents could have been equal, could have equaled up to like $30, $60, $70, right? Depending on how much leverage you into that company, into that stock, right? It could be, $300, $400, $500, $600. Right. Some of my positions I took today, for every like 1 cent that moved, I'll get like $10, $12 for every 1 penny. That's how heavy I was in one stock. That was just one though. But some of them like $3. For every 1 cent that moved, that's like $3, $4. So imagine that. So if it jumped up and ran, 10 cents, whatever the case, and I get $3 what? For every cent, you do the math on that. You know what I'm saying? So, these are the kind of things I'm talking about in terms, and you'll learn all this stuff in terms of leverage and all that kind of stuff. Again, like you're right, Brother Chris. We don't want to be in the slaughterhouse. We want to stay away from the slaughterhouse, right? Slaughter. I don't even, mess with the hog. I don't, do all that meat stuff. Y'all know I'm into my vegan stand. I went to the University of Kale. Yeah, y'all see my shirt. I graduated magna cum laude, right? Got the toe tag and the key to prove it, right? Got my CMOS and everything else. But anyway, we don't want to go to the slaughterhouse, right? We want to be, once again, intelligent traders. We want to be disciplined traders. We want to be sound traders. We want to make sure we listen. Keep our ears and our eyes and to the beat, and make sure that we make a smart decision. So again, that's why you're here. You're here to learn. You're here to share. This is a think tank. As I always tell people, like all the Discord rooms I'm in, like about 8 or 9 of them, right? I'm all over the place. This is you guys got to realize this is a think tank. This is a think tank. Use everything around you. Get each other's emails. Build alliances with people in here. Get their numbers if you can. Call them from time to time. Strategize with each other. Use everything at your advantage. Once again, find your own niche, but steal from everybody. That's one of my favorite slogans. Find your own niche in the market, but steal from everybody. David may not trade like Kiana. Kiana may not trade like Caesar would. Caesar may not trade like Chris. Chris may not trade like Monica. Monica may not trade like Sean. Sean may not trade like Jim, right? We may have the same comment, end goal we may try to reach, but you may not trade like Inicio, right? You may not, Inicio may not trade, like Lydia, Erica, or Derek. The list is in it. So we all have our different values of how we see the market, but our ultimate end goal is walking with what? Money, right? You may come in the market, I need 3%. Keanu saying I might need 10 today. I kind of, went hard yesterday. I need to kind of get some of this money back. I got to put myself in the right trade to kind of get back a little extra. So she may be looking for a trade to give her 10% out the market today, right? And keep in mind, anytime you hit that threshold, mark that you have set for yourself that day, everything over that is what? Gravy, right? Think about that. That's why it's so cool about this. Once you hit that 10% mark, reach goal that you wanted because you found the right stop, because you did enough research to get you there, you set a trading stop at that moment as your what? Your bottom support firewall, that everything, from that point down is profit. You set a trail stop on that stock at that moment. So everything over that is what? Extra, right? So that's that money I was taking out for that date. That's how you pay it for your date. And you took care of bill too. So you paid the mortgage off and you turn around and have a little extra to go on a date, right? So on the way to your date, once again, you show up at your date. And I was investing before I came here. So, that's what, it took me a little extra second, but, I had to kind of get in and make a little money for our date today. So other people can pay for our moment here. And I also paid my mortgage off too. I paid my mortgage for this month too on the way here. You did what? Yeah, I did that by investing in the stock market. Again, so conversations, they happen. Man, trust me, I know a lot of people that use the market as pickup game. They go around here picking up people. Like, man, you crazy. But again, once you invest it, man, you're not limited, basically what I'm saying. You don't have to worry about someone kind of pulling leverage over you, right? So that's what's really cool about this opportunity, right? You're in a very good, unique position, and no one can kind of, dictate your future for you except you, because you're invested in the market. All right, so another question real quick. Research the company first. Yeah, you always research the company first before you invest in any company if you can. Only time you necessarily don't get a chance to invest in the company right away or do enough technical analysis to the point you can really kind of read into them, but be their financial reports, stuff like that, is a company that's kind of jumping up and just running because, you know, whatever it may have kind of news that morning, and you may not have a chance to really dive into the news to kind of see exactly why, you know, the depth of the news or strength of the news. And all you know is that the stock is just spiking up, right? You might have seen that the stock was, you know, started opening up at pretty much like $1, right? And then you get to it, you know, this pre-market went from $1 up to like $2.70. So before the bell opens up, you're like, man, this stock is already up, you know, $1.75. Dang it, you know. Let me go try to do some quick research on before you know it, the bell rings, right? And then you see the stock just jumps up and short squeeze again. We go from 275, instantly jumps to like 360, right? Literally like 1 minute, right? So you say, you know what? Let me look at the chart. If nothing else, let me look at the chart history real quick. Let me see if it has any levels of resistance that it may hit, you know, in this moment of it just spiking up like this, right? It's a low float, meaning it's a low share count. That means it's more concentrated wealth in that stock, meaning it's more, you know, ability that can go higher, quicker, and faster because there's not many shares available to trade with. So that makes it a scarcity. So when there's a scarcity of those stocks, those shares available, that makes the stock need to run harder and faster, and a lot higher and a lot quicker. So you can get a bigger return on your investment, like instantly, basically, right? If it's short squeezing. So before you know it, the stock is up 360. You say, I'm gonna take a position. Let me see. I see this level of support. It just pulled back. You use some of the basic patterns, basic technical analysis that comes along with understanding market analysis. So we say that the first red candle that presents, you know, in terms of when the bell opens up, right? That's a dip buy opportunity. So the first red candle always turns around and makes a new high if it's a bullish stock. So the first red candle you see after the market opens up and it pulls back and hit a base point, it's already get ready to go back up. That's what you buy in at. You buy in that pullback, first and second pullback, right? Those are the most opportune times to buy into the stock. If you buy the stock right out the gate, you never buy it right out the gate without waiting till you see that first red candle. After that first red candle happens, you need to wait for the next candle to give you confirmation. Right, or the next second or third candle to give you some kind of level of confirmation. So if you get that first red candle and it pulls back like 2 or 3 red candles, then this right after that 2 or 3 red candles, you may have what they call a doji candle, and we'll get into all that stuff. That shows you there may be a buy signal coming up next. So the next candle turns green. In that moment, if you start seeing the volume pick up on your chart underneath, you see that green bar kind of pulling up underneath that kind of third red candle, right, and start to turn green, that means buyers are coming in. That's when you take your position. Now you're going to get in at that dip, and now you're looking for everything to kind of you're looking for that new high to break that last green candle before it pull back. Anything above that is gravy, right? That's an easy, right, 1 minute or the 5 minute chart, exactly, right? So typically the 1 minute chart for me, because I like to make sure I see it in real time, because the 1 minute chart gives you that all the volatility that you need to see in that first 30 minutes of trading in the morning, which is the most volatile time of trading. Look at it like rush hour traffic, right? You see the most traffic in the morning between the hours of 7 to 9. That's when the traffic is super crazy. Like it's thicker than peanut butter, basically, right? And at that moment, there's a lot of congestion going on, right? The stock market's the same way, right? So in that moment, everybody they're just like me, euphoria, they excited, they can't wait to trade. They barely can sleep at night because they particularly coming back, they had news or something coming out, and everybody's like, man, they's like, get it. You know, they can't wait to trade. Like right now, I know I'm up late, it's 12 o'clock, we kind of building still here late, whatever the case, but I can't wait to trade the market tomorrow. Right? I'm thinking like tomorrow might be a $10,000 day, right? Obviously, I've had, days where I obviously hit, well over that. Obviously, y'all know my biggest day. I haven't talked about it enough. My biggest day was $15,770, $15,777 in one day. Literally, that was a matter of, I think, 2 or 3 hours. I made $15,000, pretty much $16,000 in 3 hours, right? Again, show me anywhere else you can make that kind of money just by pushing the button. The hardest part of me for that trade was doing what? Pushing the button, and then turn around and pushing the sell button. I didn't lose no sleep. I didn't have my finger. I didn't have a jam finger from that. I didn't have arthritis. I didn't have carpal tunnel syndrome. I didn't get dehydrated. I didn't have a back blowout at the job. I didn't have Karen screaming on me. Right. I didn't have the boss constantly threatening me they're gonna fire me because I'm late. I didn't have none of that stuff. I did me, my computer, quietness, the market, right? And I'm in the chair like this here, watching all my screens. I already had my notes down. Yep, stock did just what I wanted to do. Yep, it hit that level of resistance, broke through it. Okay, bulls in chart. Okay, yep, bam, sell at the top. Sold at $24, made money on the way up, then turn around and made money on the way down. Made $1,300 to the upside, right? Then I turned around, shorted it in my big account from $18.90 all the way down to like $9. $16,000 trade, literally in less than about 2 or 3 hours. So again, any day that can happen. Obviously, I had friends today that, man, I had some people that make some money today I don't even want to talk about, right? These are some people I trade with, right? We talk about 20 grand, you know, a couple of them, somebody hit, I think for 60, it was like 40 or $50,000 today. A lot of people make $6,000, $7,000 today. A lot of $11,000 winners. You know, people just make all kind of money today. Average everyday people. These people ain't got, they don't have, some of them, a lot of them don't have college degrees. A lot of them, don't have all this kind of, overly technical training that you guys may think they have, but they have a basic understanding, fundamental of the market, and they're making the kind of money that so-called doctors and lawyers and people like that make money. Just let that marinate. You could make that kind of money, and you didn't have to put in all the stress and going into debt from financial, educational values and student loan debt, and you make that trade in the market. Again, show me anywhere else you can make that kind of money, right? Just by learning how to research and perform proper due diligence and then go into the market trading. I'll wait. I mean, literally, I mean, show me anywhere else. You could do that. So again, you're in unique territory here. My best, is to give you the best of I got so you can be able to make sure you make a good, smart decision going forward, right? That's what we're here for. You're right, brother. Yes, it goes Alchemist. Yeah, LFIN was another one. All right, I'm not even talking about my LFIN trade. I murdered that trade. I bought that trade in my account and my wife's account. I bought it in $8.11 and I bought it in $8.42 in both our accounts, both our Robert accounts. That's the stock that went from $8.11 all the way up to $126. Let that marinate. It went from $8.11. When I bought it, it started a little lower than that, but I got in at $8.11 and $8.42. That stock went all the way up to 129. What? It went up to 130 something, I think, at the end. Y'all can go put a chart. It went up to $140 something like that, basically. We talking about in what, a day and a half, right? So it jumped up and went from $8 to, matter of fact, real quick, let me just pull it up real fast. I know it's late. Yeah, it went to 149. There you go, brother Ghost. It went to 149, guys. Let that marinate. So in that moment, you know what I'm saying? We were in that trade, right? Because a lot of people, I actually learned that stock real early too. When I actually called it, I learned a lot of people that trade along with me in these different Discord rooms and whatnot. Some of them already saw it too, whatever the case. But either way, that's what a good thing about a good think tank it is, that you always helping one another, right? So again, I went into that trade, man. I tell you what. Matter of fact, let me go back to. Yeah, that's what it was. It was in that was that's the month, ain't it? That stock jumped up and ran. I tell you guys, man, that thing was a beauty. It was something special. Let me open up this chart here. So so it jumped up and ran. It was on it was on the 11th. The 11th was the day that it jumped up. It went from $4. And this is once again just one day, guys. It went from $4, right, at 82 cents, all the way up to $26, right? Right. I got in at $8.11 and $8.42, right? The next day, right? No, it wasn't the next day, was it? It was the next day? Yeah, it was the next day, I think. Yeah. The next day, I think the stock opened up. What did it open up at? Man, it was up there too. All I know, that stock was way up there. I have to go pull up the daily chart for it that day. But anyway, it went from like from 27 bucks the teens all the way up to like $140 something, like basically $150, right? So imagine if you bought that stock, all you had to do is buy one share. You could buy one share of that stock at like $8, right? You put in $8, right? And you end up walking away with $130 something, and literally about a day and a half. Show me anywhere else you can put in $8 and you can walk away with $130 the next day. I'll wait. So again, that's why I trade the markets. That's why I can't see myself doing anything else. I made good money off that trade. I don't even tell you what I did on that trade. And I didn't even get a chance to even play that in my big account. I played it in just both of my Robert account. But again, opportunity. I'm here for opportunity. I'm an opportunist. Opportunists are people that's constantly looking for opportunity in the market. That's why I say there's no particular set niche or particular sector that I like about the market. I'm here for liquidity, price action, and then once again, good investor sentiment that's driving the stock up. Right? If those meet my other kind of back end criteria, which we're gonna kind of go over that stuff in the end, in terms of market analysis, technical analysis, stuff like that. You guys gonna learn that. But it met my kind of criteria of investing in it, right? The hype alone, whatever the case, bit the company might have been a few days or whatever the case, whatever, right? I'm not here to once again get too caught up in that. As long as they're kind of caught up in their financials, they're not necessarily gonna go bankrupt in the middle of the trade, pull no kind of crazy like that. I'll invest in it. I don't have any kind of emotional ties or connections to none of these companies. And that's one thing you guys are gonna have to learn. Do not get emotionally invested into these companies, right? That's the biggest thing. People always say, oh man, but I like the company, man. I really believe in the company. Worst thing you can say. Because you know as well as I know, that CEO, just like your boss on your job is telling you when to come in, when to leave out the job, them people don't care nothing about you, right? They need your money to kind of float their mentality, kind of keep going to keep the company running. So they're doing what they want to do, even though you may have voter rights in the company, but still, they're still kind of pulling the leverage at the end of the day. So you just need them for what? As a catalyst, right? You using them the same way they're using your money. That's why you buying a share equity stake in their company, right? You buying a share equity stake. I'm loaning you money to do good with it, to make sure that you build the company up so your stock price value can increase, right? Your earnings per share value can increase for my value of my money that I'm giving into you along with everybody else. We're giving you the necessary capital to make smart decisions with it to the tune that you're gonna grow the stock, right? Which also grows my money, my investment in your company, right? So what I'm doing is, if I'm doing it from a day trade perspective, I'm doing it what they call, on the here and I'm here for the here and now, right? For this day, we're gonna balloon up your market cap to make you more sexy for what? Sexy for long-term investors to come in. So they're gonna see your stock go from $4 up to $8, right? In one day, and they're gonna be like, oh man, this company here, a growth company, right? This company here is sexy. Look at the stock jumped up and went up 100% in one day. They must have got some good, good drugs or good products or something. Now you got long-term investors coming in behind me after I inflated the price up. I took my profit, I'm gone. I'm on to the next one, right? Y'all can deal with the company. I'll come back and visit it later when it's spiking up again, right? And that's what it's good about in terms of investing. You don't have to sit in these companies if you don't want to. You have the power to sell when you want, right? Nothing, is prohibiting you from selling that particular stock and moving on to the next. You're here to take profit away from the market. You're not here to sit here and languish in the market, make excuses for why you sat in the stock too long. Now it then took all your profit away, and also now it's eating into your money, your capital you put down, because you have a fear of letting go, right? You're not going to do that no matter what. I know a lot of people that struggle to sell their position. They're up $200-300, $1,000. One of my trading buddies, a guy named Mr. Lloyd, this guy does very well for himself anyway. So he has some extra money in that cushion where he can do this stuff. But he'll be up on the stock $2,000 or $3,000, sometimes $4,000 or $5,000, and would not sell. Do y'all hear me when I tell you that? He'll be up $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, would not sell the position. He'll be like, it's gonna go up. It's gonna probably go up a little bit more because he's not worried about it. He's not cared about that money, because he has money a little bit, but what I'm saying, it's the ideal that to him it's more the thrill of the chase in a sense. Typically when that happens for people that have an issue with selling, they are caught up in the thrill of the chase in a sense, right? They don't see that it's $5,000, that bird in the hand beat one in the bush. How many of you guys can use for $5,000 right now? Being in a position where you up $5,000 and hey, I'm gonna take the money off the table. How many of you guys can use that $5,000 right now? You know what I'm saying? And here, his case, there ain't no slight against it. I'm making light of it. I respect that guy. But reality is that, that's when you got money, that kind of reality don't kind of plague you that much in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Because you are in a position where you constantly go into the market and procure capital. You're not desperate for, for money, right? Because the worst thing I want you guys to feel, because we all been at some point, is feel like you're desperate for money, right? Money is a tool. It needs to go to work for you. You need to learn how to make your money become fertile for you. Put it in the right place at the right time and let it do what it needs to do. So when you come back and visit it, be it for the short term or the long term, you can reap a benefit from it. So you also, once again, diversify your money, you spread it around different places, right? Because in that moment, you don't know one scenario from another, right? In terms of hedging, right? Betting, with and against the market, that you come out kind of even, and nothing else, you come out with some profit. That's what hedging is, right? You want to be balancing both short and long, right? To the point where, if one is up and the other one is down a little bit, at least you kind of still balance out somewhere in the middle, right? That's what hedging is, right? And a lot of times you're gonna have to learn how to hedge your portfolio. So a lot of people that went, that were long in the market right now in this bull market, and we just starting to have this correction right now, right? And their portfolio wasn't necessarily hedged properly. They lost a lot of money. Once again, we were talking about that earlier during the actual live stream workshop. A lot of people, once again, is not gonna wake up tomorrow morning. Believe me when I tell you that, a lot of people is not gonna wake up tomorrow morning because they're that much, messed up because of what happened to their portfolios today in terms of the big market correction. Because at some point they trusted some financial guru, they trusted somebody that's sitting at Wall Street saying, hey, no, do it this way, right? And they didn't have enough financial literacy, within their own mentality to learn how to trade the markets, right? To the point where they're gonna be protected. So again, not kind of beating a dead horse, we talked about that earlier, but these are things, once again, it's just gonna be everything in common to me to make sure I share with you all the things that's gonna help you to be successful, the best, you can, under your own auspice, in terms of how you view the market, so you can be successful at it, right? That's my goal. I just want to be there with you. You make your first trade if you never made it, and to the point where we're doing it right, and we're doing it with some discipline. We're doing it with some direction. We're doing it with some purpose. We're doing it with some due diligence, right? We getting at the money, right? We humble and hungry, right? T-shirt moment. Humble and hungry, right? That's my mentality. I come in the market humble, but I come in hungry every day. So I'm up earlier than everybody. I'm up posting watch lists in the stock room, Discord room before everybody. I'm putting in a particular runner for that day. I'm doing the kind of due diligence to kind of keep my mind sharp and hungry because I'm constantly looking for information. I'm constantly researching. All right. If some of the guys that's in here that's, in the Discord rooms, they can vouch for me, guys. My brother Ghost Alchemy, other guys, Sacred, some of the guys that have traded with me, they'll tell you, I'm always, my due diligence, I'll be on it. I'm always posting. I'm always looking for the next runner. I'm always dropping it, for everybody else that's, that can, that might come into the market late. I'm there to kind of give you, the best of what I see as far as the due diligence for that morning. So again, that's what a good think tank is for, right? And that's why we're going to be good at, in terms of building this up, because we're going to feed off one another, right? Rightfully so. Everybody pulling their load, right? In terms of learning how to trade the market. So again, when most of you guys fire y'all boss and y'all look back like 2-3 months to a year later, and you like, man, that's the best decision I made, right? I got off the corporate plantation. I got the capital I need now. I got the opportunity I need. It's afforded to me. I can travel around the country when I want. Man, I can travel around the world when I want. And guess what? You still wake up the next day doing whatever the time the market gonna be open in that particular region of the world and trade the market. So if you in China, right now, daytime over there in the Asian market, whatever the case, where it was around their lunchtime. Not lunchtime, but around 5, 6, 7 o'clock when the Asian market came online. But if you was over there visiting somebody in Asia at that moment, you trade the market, what I'm saying, at that time, still getting at it. You know what I'm saying? You still, the money don't stop. $5.2 trillion moved every day. Once again, $5.2 trillion moved every day in the global market. So, that's what we kind of hitting on. You guys, like I said, we're in a unique position. We're going to make the best of it. So, let me see if there's any more questions. We're going to kind of go into the housekeeping rules that we kind of spoke about earlier, and then we're going to get on out of here because I know it's late. It's 12:30. We've been at it for a little minute. I'm excited. Like I said, I'm excited because you're excited, and you being excited make me more excited. Because that's just how I am. I'm, really good energy. I like the good energy because it feeds me. It feeds me. And it should feed you guys too. You should be super excited about this opportunity to become invested, to become solid traders. Become the captains of your own ship. To be able to direct your future how you want. Then turn around and share this with your friends. Share it with your children. Share it with your spouse. Now you're sharing this opportunity with your spouse. Him or her. And now, that person becomes an extra researcher in your household, right? Because their goal is they want to see you you win and make money. They want to see you learn how to get money out the market every day. And they would go, hey, did you, look over those notes? I left you a couple notes on your desk, make sure you look. I seen these kind of stocks right here. Or, I was on the job, they overheard the company talking about they're going to do, this, that, and the third in the company. So, you know, obviously I can't necessarily tell you that from an insider trader, but you know, watch out for this. You know, I think they got something coming down the pipeline. You know, you get ready to take your position early, right? We don't want to pull a Martha Stewart, kind of be very legal with it, but you know, some of y'all know people that work at some of these companies that's trading on the stock market, right? And you know, just by proxy of hanging out with them, and they talk about, you know, everything's going on with the company. They don't even probably know that you invest in the market, but they're like, yeah, man, we're finna drop this AI product tomorrow, man. It's gonna revolutionize everything, man. We killing on my job. You like, really? Right? He don't even know why you looking at him like that. You like, let me go see Dow Chemical Company. Let me go check them out tomorrow. He don't even know. You wake up the next day, Dow jumped around like $8, $9 on the news that they dropped the product, right? And he don't know what he didn't tell you and gave you a nugget. Next thing you know, you up $9, $10 a share on your trade, right? So again, use everything around you, right? Start paying attention to all the different companies around you now. That's one thing I love about investing. One thing it makes you do, you start paying attention to everything around you. Your whole entire house, at some aspect, is probably publicly traded on the market, right? My wall, my drywall might be from, you know, Liquidated Lumbers, right? My bookshelf might have came from, you know, Ashley Furniture or something like that, furniture company. Might have came from Pier 1 furniture company. That's publicly traded. You know, my TV, Samsung publicly traded. My MacBook, Apple, right? I mean, we go down the list. We can every day, everything around you probably publicly traded. You don't even know about it. So if you buying the product, consuming it as a consumer, why not invest in it? Get some of that money back. That's what I tell my brother when I do my workshop on the weekend, when I go into the hood and teach investments and health and wealth, right? Most of them got Nikes on, Jordans on. I'm like, hey, bro, now you paid $300, $400 for these shoes. What if I was to show you a way to pay for these shoes for free? He be like, what do you mean pay for these shoes for free? What if I showed you a way how to invest in the stock market, invest into Nike, right? To let Nike pay for your shoes for you. And by you being an investor in that company, they're going to give you perks and discounts on some of these shoes you buy that you're paying face value for retail prices for. Being invested in the company, they may give you an extra 20, 30% off the shoes you buy because you also are what? An investor in the company. You have share equity stake in that company. They would have never thought that way as a what? Consumer, because they're too busy being consumers, what? Buyers, right? And people like that. Didn't even know that, right? And because now they become investors, they become what? Producers, sellers, and distributors. They learn how to what? Be leveraged. They learn how to be what? Intelligent about decisions they make in terms of how they spend their money. They're not necessarily trinket chasing anymore. Now they're treasure chasing. They changed their whole entire life. Now the brother is sitting out there on the block, whatever, you know, we don't judge nobody. You know, he out there doing his thing. He trading on the Robinhood app now. He's trying to get off the block. See what I'm saying? He's trying to get off the block legally, right? And guess what thing about the stock market? Again, y'all heard me say this like a million times. I'm gonna say it one more time. One thing I love about the stock market, they can't discriminate against you for no reason. They don't care about your race, color, sex, creed, gender orientation, all this new stuff they got out today. I don't even know what it is today. All this new stuff, they don't care about none of that stuff. They don't care if you're a midget, you're a humpback. They don't care if you got purple hair. They don't care if you got 5, 6 baby mamas. They don't care if you got 39 different felonies. None of that stuff matters. They cannot discriminate against you for the stock market. Show me any other scenario where you can go into the corporate America that you know it's going to be heavily leveraged against you. It's going to discriminate against you for the so-called bad past stuff you didn't pay your dues to, and they ain't going to discriminate against you at. Show me anything else out there that's not going to discriminate against you, and then I tell you what, now you're in business. Because guess what? The stock market affords that to you. Right? I showed you, I posted in the back chat on the Facebook Discord. I'm in the back chat. I told you about Curtis Wall Street. What? My brother Curtis Wall Street. Thing was Curtis' last name. God, dog. That's one of my mentors too. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. The brother that's in San Quentin. They call him the Oracle San Quentin. They call him he's like the Warren Buffett in prison, right? He got New York Stock Exchange investors, big hedge firm managers that call him in prison to get stock market advice from him. He in prison now, and he's getting gurus, so-called gurus and analysts calling in to the prison to talk to him to get his stock market advice. He's making a killing. He actually hosts seminars in prison. I mean, he once again, there's nothing holding you back from opportunity besides you. So there's no excuse based on what I'm saying. If he can do it from inside prison, right, with limited resources, right, he got more time on his hand, granted, but he's still limited from resources. He limited from Kurt Carroll. That's my brother's name. That's it. All right, Curtis Wall Street Carrier. He's limited with resources. You have everything at your disposal. You got a smartphone, you're using it for dumb purposes. You got money that you're blowing on potato chips, cookies and pies, and a Taco Bell. You got free time on your hand that you're sitting around doing nothing with. You got all this afforded opportunity available for you, and you just squandering it every single day. You're not taking it serious, right? And here are people that's locked away for for whatever reason they did, whatever the case. But ultimately, in the end, they're dying to have a tenth of the freedom and the pleasure that you have right now that we're not taking seriously and using that advantage right now. That in itself should make you feel very comfortable in knowing that now you're finally in the right place right now for to do something that's very big, that's going to change your entire life, right? So again, this is why, you know, I'm going to keep reiterating this stuff. We're going to keep going through this stuff when we break down this whole workshop and go all this information. These are the kind of key points I'm going to keep hammering on because you guys have to see value in this to the point where it means something to you. This is not just a pastime. It can start off like a pastime, but once again, supplemental income can become primary if you do it right. But ultimately, in the end, you still want to make sure that you're making smart decisions before you get to that next level, right? In terms of trading, you know, to the point where you using this kind of as your livelihood, right? Trading is just another avenue of you know, support my livelihood. Again, see, you know, I'm not tooting my own horn, but we can talk about this. And we're gonna have these days when y'all gonna have these kind of numbers. So again, if I make $6,400 today, right? You know, in one day of trading the market, $6,400, right? That's a lot of people monthly income. Now, keep in mind that's one day to the next. You know, tomorrow could be $200, right? The next day could be, you know, tomorrow could be a $10,000 day. So if you can make that kind of money, you know, strategically, right? Or find a way to do it consistently, right? It don't have to be 6,000 every time. It could be 1,000 tomorrow, right? It could be 2,000 tomorrow. It could be once again 200 tomorrow. Convince me how you can't find yourself doing that to the point where, you know, at one point this has become your full-time reality. Convince me how you wouldn't find comfort and learn how to do this to the point where you can find this being what you do all day, every day, and feel comfortable doing it. Give me an excuse why you can't find yourself investing in the market, and I can show you 1,000 different excuses why you're gonna walk away or going to your death broke. Regardless of your so-called life insurance plan, that can float you a little bit because guess what? You're not necessarily, the world does not revolve around you once you have kids. You got to leave something behind for your children, right? Generation wealth. Once again, this is what this is all about. Generation wealth building. Right, so that's what we're gonna focus on. So again, it's late. I don't want to keep going in circles with that kind of stuff. We went over that, but you know, I just want to kind of keep hammering those points again, so you guys can realize the brevity of this scenario. That we take this stuff very serious, and we come at this stuff with a game plan to execute and get it done. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna do. If there's any more questions in the back chat, you know, what I'm saying, if not, you know, make sure you once again make sure you have your journal every session. Take down you some notes. You know, what I'm saying, make sure you write any questions down that you may have, you know, you want to get answers to. Make sure you kind of going over some of this terminology to the point where once again you starting to build your own little kind of, you know, market or technical analysis value and what you want to look for from one day in and out. You know, just kind of build up your mentality, build up your financial prowess in a sense. That's what this is all about. It's about building up your financial prowess. You know, and at some point when you guys kind of get to that next trimester of the session of trading, I mean, like it's the next month, we kind of start going over some more hard-on, tangible things. Pretty much get you guys started the paper trade because that's the next session. We're gonna start paper trading in your second month. Second month we start going into paper trading. Or pretty much down to the end of the first month, going to the second month, we're gonna start getting some paper trading. Right, that's when you're going to trade the market in real time, but you're gonna do it kind of like with monopoly money. Right, so that way we can kind of go over, you know, what we did right, what we did wrong, cross-reference the information between one another, share ideas with one another, you know, help each other kind of, you know, figure that stuff out together because once again it's a think tank, it's a family setting. And before we know it, come that third month, you know what I'm saying, we rocking and rolling, right? Meaning we kind of a little bit getting our feet wet a little bit on our little Robinhood account for some of the guys that already haven't traded on their Robinhood. We're going to, you know, start small, right? And then I'm going to put you guys on my 3% rule. Right? Y'all know me, I keep talking about my little 3% raggedy rule. That's all y'all hear me talking about. I have a plan, right? Where I can teach you how to take $1,000, right? Go into the market, look for 3% a day, right? Out of a lot of trading days you get from the PDT rule, out of 252 a lot of trading days out the entire year. If you do that right consistently, right? Out of the 3 days that you choose out that week with that $1,000 initial investment for 3% out of the market that day. Once again, that's just the cap. You just look for 3%. Anything over that is what? Extra. But the 3% is the base cap that we want to get out of the market. Hard to get 3% a day if you know how to trade the market right. You get 3% a day. 3% of $1,000 is what? $30 a day. If you do that very good and do that very consistently, at the end of the year, you'll be up near $25,000 in supplemental income. Let that marinate. $1,000. You just look for a measly 3% every day. You're not out there chasing dreams, chasing stall. You're not trying to get 100% run every day. You're not trying to go get a 30% run every day. You just want a measly 3%. Ain't hard to do. It's not hard to get 3% if you know what you're doing right. If you do that consistently, 3 days out of a week, out of 250 trade, 250 a lot of trade days out the year, you will walk away with close to about $24,000 to $25,000 in supplemental income at the end of the year. Let that marinate. Again, show me anywhere else you can get an extra $25,000 or extra $25,000 bag attached to your income at the end of the year, doing anything else that doesn't require you but just pushing buttons, researching, and trade the market. Trade the market, going about your business. Buy your stock in the morning, go off to work. Monitor throughout the day, every now and then on your little cell phone, make sure you're good to go. But sometimes you'll hit through 3% on the way to work. You'll hit your 3% on the way to work, probably. You might be going to work. You got to be to work at what? 9:30, whatever the case, 9 o'clock. You might be trading the market pre-market, right? Once you get your account set up, you can trade pre-market, right? The market pre-market open up sometime between 6 a.m. for some of these brokers up to 8 a.m. to 9:30. Some more open up at 4. Depends on what kind of broker you got. But most of them around about 6 o'clock, 8 o'clock. You get a chance to trade the market before everybody's come in and mess up a lot of these stocks, right? You retail traders come in and mess these stocks up. These good runs. You come in and get a quick little 3%. While you coming out the shower, you go trade a stock real quick. Boom, you hit your 3%, you done for the day. Your day you ain't got to work yet. You already up $30 on the day. Just comfortable because look for 3%. Obviously, you can get over that, right? Because it can run up, 20, 30%, 40, 50%. I've seen stocks run up, 100%, near 130% in the pre-market before the bell opens up. All that money being made before a lot of the retail investors come in. You'd have made a killing. You must might hit 100% run in pre-market before the market actually opens up. You done 100% of $1,000. You done doubled your money. So you done made another quick $1,000 before you even got to the the market even actually opened up for everybody else, and you on your way to work. You walking to work, man, with a swagger like you come in like you own something. Like, man, let the Joker try me today. I wish the Joker would. I'll go home today. I done made my money. See what I'm saying? I done made my money for the day. And so again, mentality. That's what it's all about. So we're gonna kind of keep touching on those things. We're gonna keep making this stuff, relevant, realistic, and we're gonna make sure we kind of get at this thing the right proper way, right? So I just want to kind of leave you guys with those different realities. We're gonna kind of, some of this stuff we're gonna hear over and over again, but it's confirmation, it's reaffirmation, and it's confirmation, right? Till you get it, it has to sink in, right? And then you'll be good to go. So somebody asked a question real quick before we get ready to get out. Do you have to pay capital gain taxes on that amount? Yeah, anytime you day trade, it's a certain amount that you have to hit if you day trade to kind of qualify for capital gain tax. Because here's the thing with capital gain, because we're gonna go over that. Obviously, this ain't the kind of session to do it because it's still early on for a lot of people that's kind of still new. Some of you guys already been trading. For some of my new people that never traded out, like never ever, we're gonna kind of go over the capital gain tax stuff. Obviously, some of you guys, you already got the within that package I sent you, your email package. You already should have the 2018 capital gain tax expenditure itemization list. So you already know exactly what your tax is going to be from capital gain taxes. So be it an investment or be it anything, you already got your tax breakdown, right? So some of you guys that are not in that didn't get my initial Facebook, my initial introduction to investing workshop, that obviously didn't kind of went through the whole that value of it. Usually coming in from a Twitter or whatever. There's a capital gains tax that's already out for the 2018 tax code on Trump's new tax plan. I posted in the Discord room and also on Twitter for you guys too. So I don't know if you guys got it already, if your brokerage already gave it to you, or you kind of got the information off the sec.gov website. I'll post it for you guys as well, so y'all can have it too. So no worry, you know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that's what we're doing right now, brother Nicio. I got a mentoring session going on now. I've been mentoring now, about good, actually well over about 8-9 months now. Somewhere about 8-9 months total. So with that, I'm kind of taking it up to the next level. I'm gonna do kind of like group mentoring workshops together where I can kind of counsel a lot of people at once, which makes it easier because you can feed off information with one another. Make this information become a little bit more relevant and live to you guys. So you can feed off one another. So if you want more information on the workshop to be a part of it, in real time, Brother Nicio, just kind of make sure you hit me up on Twitter or in the Discord room. Let me know, private message me, and I'll give you some information. Saying that you need to kind of find out about what we're doing in terms of this introduction to investing workshop that we're doing. It's a 3-month commitment to kind of go over some hardcore fundamental stuff, break down psychology, right? Y'all know I'm a big psychology trader, along with chart pattern and stuff like that as well, being how to do all this stuff as well. But I deal it from a perspective where I look at the market like a retail investor would, right? A retail investor comes into a market, right? Looking for what? Best bang for his buck, right? Best product that he could potentially he or she can walk away with, right? And at the ease of purchasing what? In and exit value of that, right? The most comfortable setting, right? And then I flip the scenarios looking at what? From the producer and the seller and the distributor. I'm on the back end, like I'm the company owner. What can I do to make my company attractive for this person want to come in and buy my product, right? So I see the market from both spectrums. So I'm typically following the trends in that regard as well. Liquidity, which comes from price actions, come from what? If I'm talking about this stock, chances are a lot of other people talking about it too, right? Because it might have hit the scanner, hit the wire, came out on news, and I see that there's a lot of chatter going on with it because I'm chasing these different social sites, trying to figure out who else is talking about this stock, right? That's what you call investor sentiment. So chances are, if it's the kind of stock that kind of draws attention to you, somebody else probably watching too. That's a good thing. That means you got more potential buyers that are going to buy that stock for that day on a stock that may have a low flow share account, maybe trading at 5 million. Before you know it, we done bought 10 million shares of a 5 million float. We done doubled that share float just out of the first 30 minutes alone. The stock probably just jumped up and ran 70, 80 cents to $1 real quick, right? Because a lot of people got excited about this same stock the same way I saw value in it for that moment. Opportunity. That's what we're here for, opportunity. So as an opportunistic trader, I don't marry stocks, right? I don't fall in love with the companies to the level where I'm like, oh man, I'm just loving the company, man. I don't know why they would, do a reverse stock split on me. Why they did an offering on me. I thought the company was good. No, I'm not sitting around waiting to get burned. I don't trust these CEOs no more than I can see them or hear them. I'm here for capital. I'm here to take away from the market what's owed to me every day. And I need to find out, do everything in my power to make sure I do that, right? And my goal is to show and share with you guys that same likeness. So if you're, obviously that's if you're day trading, but if you're swing trading, yeah, we're gonna be a little bit more technical about what we're doing. If you're quarterly trading for dividends or whatever the case like that, we're gonna be more technical about how we go about doing and getting the dividend payouts. If we're doing long-term investment, we're gonna be a little bit more disciplined in terms about how we go through the whole value and doing a long-term investment to the point where we want to make sure we see that it's a growth stock. It's maybe an emerging market company, emerging market sector, to the point where we see that this is going to give us a good return on our investment. If we're doing an annual return, look for at least 20%, 30, 40%, probably 10, 12% in some cases, which is the natural average in most cases. But if we want to get more than that for some of these companies, then, this is where we're going to take our position at. So today was a market correction, right? So a lot of these stocks that were overextended on their so-called, 52-week trading chart value, meaning 52 weeks out of the year of the chart, the stock was kind of over their price, right? So this is a discount buy. For a lot of these companies that sold off big today, these are discount buys. So tomorrow, the first thing I'm gonna be looking for is what? The market to rebound and trying to people that want to what? Buy in at lower prices. If I don't kind of see that action happening in the market, especially within the first hour of trading, that's going to tell me right away, people are still what? Finicky right now. They're still skittish right now. They're scared to kind of park their money in for the long term. So by that very token, that means a lot of the other companies that were kind of already beat up today, they may do what tomorrow? They may sell off more tomorrow. They may sell off more as opposed to coming, getting new buyers that may come in and refresh that stock and buy at a lower price. If they sell off more tomorrow, that means I'm gonna take up more what? More short positions. So if the market sell off again tomorrow, at least more than 2 or 3 points, turns 300 points on the Dow, an easy day tomorrow again to make another little, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, could possibly be a $10,000 day tomorrow. Right? But my goal is not coming in looking for 10,000%. $10,000. I'm coming in looking for what? My daily average. I want to walk away from the market every day, no less than $200 a day. That's my minimum. If I do $200 a day in the market every day that I trade it, that means that's $50,000 out of the market the supplemental income I get every year annually. $50,000. I know some people can live off 50 grand. I'm doing that from pushing the button. Right? You guys gonna learn how to do this too. So again, here we are. Right? This is why we're here. So I'm excited once again to be able to share this opportunity. And you guys gonna be in that same business, I guarantee. I started just like you guys were. I was hungry. I mean, I was like, man, I was ravenous. I mean, I was up like sometimes 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. My wife would tell you this. She up there, she vouch for me. Studying. I mean, I wanted this bad. I was up, man. I sleep all night long. Wake up when the market opened up. Market opened up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I didn't went to sleep not one time. I go right to the computer, start looking at the stocks for the morning. All the way into 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Everybody come at 9:30. I'm trading the market. They ain't about to fall asleep because I was so excited, you know, to learn the value in this. And that's why I was so successful early on in my trading career. When I first started intraday trading, I was instantly successful out the gate because I came into the market with a different approach. I came in, you know, no fear. I came in, you know, with a marketing perspective mentality, a lot of strong psychology because I come out of the marketing background. And, you know, I was an entrepreneur. I had my own business before I came in, still got my, you know, my own business endeavors. So I came in already like, you know, hey, y'all let the wrong person in. Y'all let me in there. And this is what y'all been doing when I was on the corporate plantation. This is what y'all been sitting around doing. Are y'all kidding me? I'm finna kill this. Right? And that's what my mentality every single day. So every single day I was overly prepared. I have a watch list together, stocks I was looking for. I had a level of due diligence and technical analysis. I was already kind of set up with how I want to kind of play a particular stock to a certain degree. And I was new. And I came in crushing it. 500 here, you know, 700 here, you know, like per trade, you know, throughout the day, intraday trading, $1,000 here, you know. And I was like, bam, my running ratio percentage for my first 3 months of intraday trading was at least, I mean, I'm not hyping myself up or overinflated number. I know I had to at least be at like 73% winning percentile. I was at least about a 73% winning percentile. I mean, out of the 100%, 73% of those values, I was nailing it. You know what I'm saying? So again, psychology. That's why I'm gonna keep beating down psychology. Psychology is the best thing in trading. Learning how to quell your emotion and be a super saiyan. Right? Some of you guys watch Dragon Ball Z. We've been there at some point. Learn how to be a super saiyan, how you kind of analyze this market. Right? So, you know, we're here, guys. So I'm excited, like I say. So, you know, just want to share this value once again. Let me get out of here, man. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning. Because I know this stuff is infectious. It make you want to kind of, you know, go through it all day. You know, and at some point you guys are gonna see me trade live too, because that's coming too. Because I'm gonna do this. That's part of this workshop. You know, some of these workshops for some of you guys that you know, that's able to watch in the morning in real time. If not, I'm gonna record it so you can kind of see my reality, right? See how I trade, see my share size, you know, see what I leverage and what I don't leverage. See what makes me analyze that particular trade. And you know, in real time, you'll see, okay, well, this is what, you know, African Pouring did here. You know, this is what he did here. This is what he saw here. You know, okay, I see why he probably took that trade. Okay, I see what he's talking about when he's talking about how the stock is starting to break down. I see how the stock gapped down, you know, went through an ABCD pattern, right? I see what he meant when he says a bullish pennant. I see what he meant when he says a double top. Meaning it's what? It kind of hit that double top twice and then break that level of resistance. That means what? The bulls got what? Frustrated that the stock couldn't push through that higher price. So they did what? They start to sell at that second peak. That makes what? The short sellers come in and say, you know what? I'm going to buy right here. The bulls exhausted. They frustrated. I'm going to put the price down. I rolled it up, made money. I rolled it back down, made money. That's why this stuff is important. You can make money both sides. Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get what? Somebody throw it in the back chat. We're going to have fun doing this here. Bulls make money. Bears make money. Pigs get what? Slaughtered. Straight to the outhouse. Pork, swine, trichinosis, H1N1, all that. Y'all like that old greasy pork. Nothing against you if you eat it. But pigs get slaughtered, right? They made just for what? Consumption. Food consumption. That's what they're there for, to get slaughtered, right? So, you know, I'm slaughtering pigs every day. They sitting there greedy, portfolio swollen. They ain't taking no profit off the table. Hey, that's the world we live in. Again, stock market was open when they had Hurricane Harvey came through, right? Tragic scenario, but the market was still open. Still money to be made, right? So that's why we're going to take this thing to the next level. That whole email that I sent you guys, all that stuff within that kind of, that we kind of going to cover within that email. A lot of we're going to kind of paraphrase through. A lot of them are going to kind of hit directional. We're going to kind of unpack all that information, make this stuff make sense to you guys, dial it down, dumb it down, and then once again, put you in the arena around other successful traders, a lot of new novice traders, a lot of intermediate traders. And so you can feed off everybody different aspects and mentality. So once again, you surround yourself around people that's going places, that's going to take advantage of opportunities afforded to them. And then now you can see yourself build a generational wealth. Start small, grow high. So again, you asked that question, Brother David. There's no set amount of money to start with. It could be $100, right? Learn how to take $100 and grow it to $1,000. Wouldn't that be miraculous, right? But guess what? It's not so much of a miracle as you think it is if you learn how to trade the markets right, right? You can easily do it, right? You could do it at the interval pace that you want to. You could do the $100 rule as opposed to $1,000 3% rule. So 3% of $100 is what? $3 a day, right? $3 a day, that's $9, in terms of a basic value, but you actually get more than that because the first day you win your $3, right? You go in the market, get 3%, you get $103, right? You start Tuesday off at what? $103, right? So now $103, and for 3% leverage, that price value goes up. Now you get, I think it's like what about $5? Now you get $5 that the next day as opposed to $3 because now you went into the market with $103 of leverage power. The following day, that may be what? $108, right? So the third day you go into the market with $108, you look for 3%. Now you walk away with what? Like $8 or $9. You see what I'm saying? You see how that number balloons over time? And that's how you do. That's like dollar cost compounding interest even to the value of that of growing your money. But you're doing it in real time, so you learn how to manage and risk that and manage the risk value in that early on. So when you start going heavier, you start getting to that $1,000 values and $500 values and a lot bigger, you're killing it, right? So we're gonna get that stuff set up for you guys, make it make sense to you guys, and we're gonna work this out. So yeah, we got you. So he said, Brother Nisa, you but I work nights. So yeah, we got one of my other brothers. He was on work tonight too. So he was listening in, from a job. He couldn't participate obviously on the live stream, right on, but he was listening while he was at work. If he got that kind of job, if you got that kind of job, but he was still listening in on the workshop. And then obviously what we do, we're gonna have what we call some house cleaning, some house chores, right? We're gonna have a little homework, stuff like that, so we can constantly stay on top of our game, which I ain't really getting to go with yet. But we're gonna have kind of things to kind of keep you constantly keeping yourself mentally in the game. So know why you're here and why you want to take advantage of growing your trading prowess a little bit, growing your intellectual value in terms of financial literacy. All right, so real cool. All right, so if there's any more questions real quick, so all you guys, you new guys, what I didn't get a chance to explain real quick, let me say this real quick, and I'll send emails out to you other guys that may not have already kind of retired from that, because I know you got families, it's late, we've been on a lot later than we wanted to be, obviously, but hey, that's the thrill of the chase in terms of getting this information. We're chasing information now, right? So one day we could be we can walk to what? Financial literacy. Run to the information so you can walk into the wealth, basically. All right, so for all you new guys, you want to build what they call a dummy email account. So what's going to happen is when we start, downloading all the different kind of news sites and publications and, websites and signing up for your different so-called, quote unquote gurus, we're going to make a dummy email account code. Once they start sending you kind of spam emails about, market this and market that, it's spam, but it's still, information, good information, but you want to separate that from your personal email, right? You don't want to have, tons of, pumping emails and all kinds of stuff coming in, intermingling with your personal stuff. So what you do, you set up another email account, a dummy email account, use it strictly for your investments, right? All your investment, scenarios, options, informations, etc. It's going to be constantly set up, I'm just going to set up strictly for that and that only, right? So when we start signing up for these free news publications, like I said, or these free, free trial scanners and stuff like that, we're going to use all that stuff for that particular email, categorize it as we need it, and then go from there, right? So make sure you do that first and foremost. Set up that dummy email account. I'll reiterate again at the next session that we have next Thursday. And I'll send out emails too for you guys. Like I said, some of the guys that already kind of retired tonight because they got family. Set up a dummy email account. Number one. Number two, we're gonna start having certain some of those PDF books that we're gonna kind of work on, like in between time, or some of the DVDs or PDFs that we're gonna work on, and YouTube links that we're gonna work on going to the next training session. So when we have the next training session, we all kind of work in unison and going over certain material that we all had a chance to kind of overlook. So by that token, we're gonna get a chance to express our opinions, what we saw, you know, what value or question you may have to the next person. You know, then we're gonna kind of work together as a team to kind of, you know, make that stuff make sense. Because the one thing about a workshop is that you have to engage, everybody has to engage the opportunity, right? Everybody has to kind of be in a scenario where, you know, you put skin in the game in a sense. So, you know, Caesar may have a question about this, and then Nicio may have the answer to it, right? So vice versa. You know, Jim may have a question that Alex got the answer to. Alex may have a question that David got the answer to. David has an answer to that, you know, Monica have a question to, and so on and so on and so on. So once again, you feed off each other like a team, you build alliances. Now you got already what? A little so-called little, you know, stock team already going into the game, right? So, you know, that's the greatness about that. So dummy email account, I'll email certain some of the PDF, because some of you guys already through some of those PDFs anyway. You probably read through most of them. I know brother Jermaine Curtis, he owned it. Yeah, that brother, he beasted through some of them PDFs already. I mean, he's already looking at different ways to set up his little Thinkorswim trading platform account. You know, he's already kind of mostly getting through the work, you know, early on. You know, he's taking advantage of this opportunity basis. So, you know, I know everybody gonna learn at their own a lot of time, because we got feelings of things too, different, you know, priorities. But again, you know, when you do have that free time, guys, dig into those publications, dig into all those emails, different YouTube links I sent you guys, dig into those PDFs, you know, take advantage of that free material. I mean, that's a lot of that. Once again, people charge you know, money for that material. If you go to Amazon, majority of them books sitting on Amazon right now, $20, $30, $40, $50, some of them, you know, you're getting them for free, you know, so take advantage of that opportunity, you know, use it to your advantage, get that knowledge, be students of your craft, basically. I know that saying goes, be student of your craft, you know, still sharpen steel, hang around other people that's doing the same thing, right? Stay away from negative people, stay away from pessimistic people, right? Be around the kind of energy that you're going to need to help you trade these markets, because once again, the markets are tough enough to go in and day out, right? And not have your game tight in a sense. So you need to be focused. You need to be driven. You need to be hungry, humble and hungry, basically. And that way, that's how you can see yourself becoming successful in the financial markets, right? Again, I'm here to help unpack all this information best I know how. I'm gonna bring on special guests. I got a lot of them lined up. They excited more than I am to come speak to y'all. And these people been trading, you know, for years. I mean, people that this blockchain, you know, super, you know, bullish on the blockchain technology. They can break this up down like a light bulb. These people are super intelligent. People that's trading the Forex market that's killing it. You know, people that's, you know, can break down different values of technical analysis. I mean, they're excited. They just, hey, let me know when, bro. I come right in and share what my value I got. You know, so again, we're gonna make this a great opportunity, and then, like I say, take this up to the next level. All right, so homework. So brother C's again. So open up your dummy email account. So go to Gmail, right? Open up your dummy email account under a different name, right? So that way, when we start download and subscribing to all these different news publications that dealing with the stock market, Market Watch, OTC Markets, you know, Benzinga, Seeking Alpha, Investors Hangout, Investors Hub, AFNDVN, FinViz, what's some of the others? The Fly, Biopharma site, the FDA website, Market Chameleon, and there's so many of them. We're gonna sign up for all these different publications. Literally, we're gonna sign up for the free ones now. We're not gonna pay any money. Everything we're gonna do is gonna be free. So don't buy nothing. So again, do not go out and spend your money on none of these publications. All of them are going to be free. That's why I set up the ones I sent you guys an email. All those are free, right? So if they kind of ask you to buy a product, don't buy it. I got all the information you need, all the materials you need for free. Let me reiterate that. I got everything you need in terms of materials, books, CDs, DVDs, whatever you want to call them, for free. Right? That's a portion of the donation value that come along with this, along with me unpacking it. You're getting it for free. I just got to materialize it, put it together, make sense to you guys, right? So just make sure you just sign up to get the free news values that they're gonna sign, you know, give out to you guys. Investopedia, all that, investing.com, all you sign. You're gonna sign up for all that, and we're gonna talk about that at during the next session, right? We're gonna go over the different publication. We're gonna move into the publication after I kind of go over a little bit more housekeeping in terms of psychology. We're gonna move into those kind of things, right? Then we move into technical analysis, right? Then from technical analysis, we move into market analysis, right? From market analysis, we'll move into you know, indicators, things of that nature, right? We're going to take some candlestick course. I got some courses set up for you guys. Now, these are, once again, accredited courses that, people, paid $1,000 to attend. I got the free books on them. So you're going to quiz yourself, right? You're going to quiz the knowledge that you got from what you're learning from, day in and day out. And you're going to quiz yourself against it, right? So that way, then we kind of, feed off each other, kind of, overlook this information between one another as peers, and then make sure everybody's good to go. So dummy email account, so you can start, sign up for all the different news publications. Some of them that's already listening to email, you can go ahead and sign up for them right now. And they say don't have to wait on me, just sign up, but don't buy anything. Also, I'm gonna send out some information throughout the week of different PDFs, different chapters and things like that. I want you guys to start focusing on early on, right? So we can segue into the next session, things that we're going to talk about. So you already have a kind of head start on what to kind of start perusing, right, through the publication. And also you may want to freelance some of that information by researching it, right? Going through, YouTube, Google, and research some of this information that we're talking about, right? So those three things. So dummy email account, set up a dummy email account, just another email account pretty much to sign up for all these different publications. PDF information stuff I'm gonna send you for the next session we're gonna kind of talk about. Also, what else I said? Also, definitely make sure you write down any questions that you may have for the next session as well. Things that you may even, witness throughout, throughout the week that you may see or may not see. And let me see. Oh yeah. So for some of you guys that may have done it or may think about already doing it early, because I know it's going to happen. Some of you guys are going to go ahead and do it. If you go to sign up for the Robinhood account, because that's the first account that I actually, kind of offer you guys to sign up that don't have any kind of accounts outright. Do not sign up for that Robinhood account, that Stash account, or that Acorn account without somebody's referral link. I repeat, do not sign up for a Robinhood, Acorn, or Stash account without somebody's referral link. It makes no sense for you to miss out on free money, meaning a free stock or free $5, just because you just look too giddy and then want to get somebody's referral link. It makes no sense. Get the free money. Don't be that hard-headed. Don't be that, blazing to the point where you just can't slow down a second and say, hey, let me get somebody's referral link, right? Because that way everybody wins. They win and you win, right? You get that Robinhood account, you sign up, you can get a free share of Facebook. That's near a $200 stock. Or Apple, that's near a $200 stock for free. You already jump started your account off the rep for free. Cost you nothing, literally nothing. No strings attached, nothing, for free. Now, if you did that without the referral link, you get nothing. So that's a no-brainer. Don't sign up for the Stash, Acorn, or Robinhood without getting somebody a referral link first. So ask somebody that already have those accounts. If you're gonna do it, early on, because I know it's gonna happen. Don't just go out and do it without getting somebody a referral link. So that's what I want to kind of touch base on that. So again, and then also make sure you write down at least one reason. And this is the other part of the housekeeping, real quick. That's what I forgot. And I emailed the rest of them that are already going to bed with their family. Make sure you write down one question. Not one question. Write down one thing, right? That you feel is the reason why you want to invest in the markets. Write down the one thing that's driving you to want to learn to invest in the markets, right? I know it sounds very, plain and Jane, but it's the reason I'm asking these things. Write down the number one reason that makes you want to learn how to invest in the markets. So that be a catalyst for the reason what we're gonna kind of work on to make sure we kind of make that kind of come into fruition for you, right? So all we set. So let me write this in the let me type it in the back chat. Preferably Gmail if you kind of do it with the dummy account. Set up a all right. Also, write down excuse me. Let me see. Okay, yeah. One reason you want to learn how to invest in the financial markets, right? And also be All right, so those are the 3 questions that we're gonna, I want to put out there for housekeeping for next session. Set up a Gmail dummy account, pretty much email account. Also, write down 1 serious reason why you want to learn how to invest in the financial markets, right? Be honest with yourself, right? For just for money, that's money, but make it make sense, right? Because you have to understand why you want to make this, scenario a lifelong, journey for you in a sense, right? Some of you guys may not just be that. You may not just want, you might want to just do it for a season, right? And that's fine. But either way, you're here for this moment, so we're gonna make the best of it, right? And then once again, last but not least, be on the lookout for a chapter of a PDF for homework for the next session. So I'm gonna pick a certain chapter. All right, I'm gonna email it out to everybody, and that's kind of what we're gonna work on. I'll have him play the game plan on a little bit for the next session as well with the other information that we're gonna have put forth for the next session. All right. So I know once again we kept you guys late, man. Some of you guys, I know you got families, man. I send my apologies to your family members, the wife or the husband that's stayed on this late with us. Again, my goal initially was to kind of, be on 2-3 hours at tops, disseminate a lot of the information from the psychology value, then move into the next session. So again, forgive me for keeping you guys up late. I'm up right along with you. I've been up a long day. It's been a very emotional day, often in terms of watching the market go down. And for me, it was emotional. We're seeing a lot of people lose money. Right, I saw a 1,000-point market correction today. I know a lot of people I know, that got the 401k TSP. Obviously, that's affecting me and my household too. Because we got those scenarios in play too. But good thing, Dad is a day trader as well, right? So I can go to the market, head to market, and kind of get some of that money back. Some values, right? And make it make sense. What I'm saying, to those around me, like friends and family that kind of call for my, my analysis or my advice. When I get those emails or, brother, I don't know nothing about investing in the stock market, but just have a 401k or TSP, he'll call me up or she'll call me and say, hey, this was happening, man. I know it's a drop in my, in my plan, man. What's happening in the market? And I kind of make sense for him. I kind of give him that kind of therapy in a sense. This is what's happening, man. It's a correction right now. Are you diversified? Where you leverage that? What sectors are you kind of invested in? What is your brokerage? How are they kind of managing, the assessment of your asset classes and stuff like that. So I kind of help make this stuff make sense to them a little bit, So that's the power of what you guys can be doing for your family and friends at some point. They were like, man, this person's a beast, man. How you know all that? How you learn all that stuff? Just like you could have, researching and understanding how to invest. So you finna become a financial guru in your own right. Although I don't class for myself nowhere near, but it's the idea that you got some information that people can benefit from, right? So again, if there's any more questions that's left before we get out of here, guys, again, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your energy. I thank you for your support. We are a family. As I always say, Ubuntu, right? Means I am because we are, right? I stand by that. We are, right? I am because we are. We stand beside each other, not in front, beside each other, right? I'm going to leave you guys, with Uncle Jocelyn, Power and Profit, Life, Prosperity, and Health, obviously Uncle Jocelyn. Until we meet again, if you have any more questions, let me know. If we don't get them answered tonight, I might have skipped over. Email me, right? You guys have my personal information. And again, like I told you before, throughout this whole week, we're gonna have interaction. We're gonna have personal mentors. So I'm gonna speak to each and every one of you guys this week, right? We're gonna have a phone conversation, kind of go over some basic stuff, right? Because everybody have a different approach and a goal that they want to reach for themselves, like their personal goals, right? So every time we have phone conversations, personal, mano-a-mano, one-on-one, these are going to be specific goals pertaining to you particularly, right? And so with that being said, we know how to kind of make sure that we're goaling, for the same thing within the group dynamic, but also make sure that you have a monolithic value in terms of your goal value alone, right? So once again, make sure if I don't have your phone number, make sure you guys email it to me or text it to me, because you guys should have my business card. So that way we can have a conversation sometime throughout the week, a consultation based. That's all it is. We're going to have a mentoring consultation, right? And then from there, we're going to kind of keep building on that as we go, right? So if everybody's in agreement of pretty much what everything I've kind of, disseminated for the night, make sure and everybody understand what's going on thus far. If you can, do me the honor and press 1. Press 1 in the back chat if everything makes sense so far. If it don't be hesitant. Don't be afraid to say it don't make sense. That's what I'm here for. Press 1 in the back chat if any of this stuff made sense to you guys tonight, right? And that you're keeping up with so much so far with the information, and you're good to go. So press 1 in the back chat right now if everything makes sense to you guys, and you're good to go for the night. We're both. We're opportunists, Brother David. We're both. We're opportunists. Opportunist is a long-term investor. You're a short-term trader, and you're also a day trader. So we're all the above, right? You're gonna learn every aspect of the market, right? The one thing you don't want to be is handicapped or myopic. But if you're a myopic trader, that means you only see one side of the market. So if you only see one side of the market, that means you're missing out on what? On the other side. So in the moment that the market might be bullish and you bearish, then you can get burned, right? Trying to short stocks that you should be shorting. Right? If you bearish, right, and if you bullish and the market's turning bearish, right, you just trying to go long on everything. You keep getting burned. You wonder why your stock just keep dropping all the time. Then you need to learn how to leverage yourself properly. Invest on the other side of the market. So we want to learn every aspect of the market. I got option traders that are gonna come in and teach y'all guys about options, the options market, which is really crazy killer, right? You guys gonna learn. I mean, trust me, I got some people lined up. It's gonna be well worth your time. Like I say, these people are just average everyday people like me and you, but they have a great sense of understanding about what particular sector they may have a strength in than others. They trade every aspect, but some people have more strengths in some parts than others. So I want to bring every aspect of that market to fruition for you guys. So again, if it made sense to you guys, press 1 in the back chat. If everybody's still in attendance that's up late, burning the midnight oil with me, kind of going through this kind of aftermath, press 1 in the back chat if this stuff makes sense to you guys. Let me know that we're on the same page. That your brother African poor, and just kind of make sure I'm doing the service of the people, as your brother, right? That I'm doing right by you guys. I want to make sure, because this is how I report, put my own product reports into play, or pretty much grade my own self too, because I need to make sure I'm thorough for you guys, right? In terms of the information being able to disseminate it, right? So press 1 in the back chat if everybody's keeping up. Some people that fell asleep, the live stream is still open. I know it's late again, so forgive me. I got to go up there, kind of get myself situated and get me a little hour, get me a couple hours of sleep. I'm going to be back up bright and early in the morning. I'll probably be up tomorrow morning like 5 a.m. I need to be up at 4 a.m. because, like I said, with this big market correction, actually the Asian market got beat up too. I don't know if you guys saw that. As soon as the market closed down on our side and the Asian market opened up, I went right over to the Asian market to see what it was doing. It instantly went down. It was down like 600 some points. So instantly I was like, man, if the way it's looking like, because people gonna keep in mind, it's so ugly, guys, in the market with the market correction that we had today. A lot of people are gonna be up 4 o'clock in the morning. They got jobs they got to go to at 7 and 8 in the morning. They're gonna be up at 4 o'clock in the morning looking at their portfolios. That's how stressful this stuff is. In terms of you kind of into some of the long-term trading position, and you woke up once again to a market correction, you saw your portfolio down like 20-30%. Once again, we talk about $100,000. Right, $200,000. Your portfolio down 20-30% today because it's market correction, because you was overly leveraged in one position than the other, or you weren't leveraged properly. So you saw yourself lose 20, 30, 30,000, 40,000, $50,000 today, right? That's enough to make a person lose it. So I'm gonna be up like everybody else too. Looking at the market earlier in the morning, kind of seeing what the sentiment may be before really retail investors start coming in, so I can have a gauge to figure out how my game plan for tomorrow myself. Right. So again, thank you guys for tuning in, man. I really appreciate you guys' support. I appreciate you, trusting yourself. You're here to trust and you believe in yourself for the opportunity. It's my goal to help unpack this information, bring in special people that have, special knowledge bases for certain aspects of the market, and make all this stuff make sense to you guys, so you can kind of get into the game like some investors are already that's investing in the market. All right. So I'm signing off, guys. Again, any personal question, email me. Make sure you send me your phone numbers, or pretty much just call me. Or text message me or message me and let me know. We'll set up a time where we can talk. Everybody one-on-one into the next session, so we can kind of have a one-on-one personal experience in terms of how you want to go set some goals in place for you and your family, or just you and yourself personal. For some of you guys that may be single or whatnot. All right. So until then, guys, I'll see you guys later, man. Uncle Jocelyn, Power and Profit, and we'll build again for the next live stream, guys. See you guys later. My best to you and your family, guys. All right, peace. All right, let me see.